2025 is the year of Assassin's Creed. Well, I mean, kind of. AC Shadows is releasing, codenamed Invictus, a multiplayer title, is releasing, and there might even be a Black Flag remake. Hang on a minute, this isn't an Exile video, this is the Podyssey. Yeah, I know. Basically, Wills and I started talking, hanging out, having a good conversation, and it kind of just naturally blended into the beginning of the episode. So we didn't really have any sort of intro. So that's why I'm here right now saying this is the plan for today's episode. We're going to be talking about 2025 and Assassin's Creed in depth. I kind of call out a sussy AC YouTuber. You probably know who it is. I do my usual Baldur's Gate 3 glaze where I lick the rim of oh my god, I can't believe I just said that, of Baldur's Gate 3. And, you know, we chill out, we have a good time, and that is today's episode. So, enjoy.
I do know one thing for certain. This has been an Odyssey I won't forget.
To be honest, I kind of regret making that video.
Yeah, well, no, I mean...
Well, just because it didn't get many views.
Oh, well, it's still a necessary video, I think. I just couldn't be asked to talk about Shadows again.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Like, there's no new news on any of these things, and I just need to go, yeah, there are rumors. I mean, I thought it was quite funny in your video when you're like, I've made a video on this, and I've made a video on this.
Oh my god, yeah. Shouted out like so many
yeah.
Yeah, I was thinking that in the like while I was recording, like, geez, I am shouting out a lot of videos.
Yeah, but like there's been no news since.
Yeah, and that's the thing, like
it's not really
if you just keep saying like the same stuff, like you'll just do a Blackwoodz and just regurgitate the same video over and over again.
Blackwoodz, you mentioned.
Oh, do you not know who he is?
Did you mention him before?
Probably. Maybe.
I've heard of this guy.
Oh, bro, you don't know who he is?
What? I've just searched it and I've not gotten anything.
Oh, it's with a Z.
Blackwoodz. With a Z.
Yeah. Right. Sorry, with the Z for the if this ends up making the cut.
Well,
he's very I mean, I'm personally not a fan of him. I think he's very clickbait and he does straight up lie about a lot of stuff. Bro literally lies. The issue is like he'll like legit spread like Assassin's Creed misinformation and stuff.
Yeah.
Like you know when we saw that like obviously fake screenshot of Ubisoft.
I've just found that thumbnail.
The Sony Ubisoft thing. Like bro made a full ass like 20-minute vid on that or something.
He releases so many videos.
Yeah, I mean, the only thing I will give him is that clearly he spends a lot of time working because that's a lot of work. But I don't know. I think his content's pretty like I wouldn't have an issue with it if it wasn't so clickbait and so like I've watched some of his videos where he'll legit like just say a lie. And he'll be like, so guys, Ubisoft have said that, you know, the AC2 remaster is coming. And I'm like, no, they haven't, bro. And you know they haven't. So why are you saying it? It's weird.
Oh, I hear. There's so many channels that do that.
Yeah, it's weird. It's like people watch you for the news. Like people, like you have a level of responsibility. So don't like abuse that. Do you know what I mean? Like you don't have to lie. You know, it's weird. Or even though like insane clickbait is a bit scummy, like you can still do that without lying in your actual video. It's weird. And like
some of these are really bad. Like AI generated like remasters of AC2.
Yeah, it's the Ezio next. Is it the Ezio in the bath or whatever it is?
Yeah, it is. And he's like trying to copy the Ubisoft like little template.
Oh, he does.
Like Mirage. He does that for PlayStation as well.
Yeah, he tries to make he'll make his videos look like a new trailer, and he'll put like like trademark and like logo in his titles and stuff. It's just very scummy, I think. Like you are literally just baiting people to watch your content. Like they're not watching, like you're not gonna have any returning viewers. You'll have people that watch, think, oh well, this isn't what I clicked for, and they'll go and like obviously he must be making a full-time wage, but like. I don't know, man. There's I won't name names, but I've spoke to a lot of people
within the AC community, you know, like people like me and you who make videos, and nobody fucks with Blackwoodz. Like, I'm sure he's a nice person. I don't know what he's like as an individual, but just the way he makes content is so scummy. And like, bro, you can leave this in the edit, bro. I don't even care. Yeah, and also the last thing I'll say about it is, I was watching one of his videos when I was on holiday in October. It's the last time I watched one of his videos, and it was like it was so weird. I can't remember off the top of my head what it was, but like it cuts like he obviously had an editing mistake, and it legit cut to like a picture of him and his dog or something, and I'm like, so wait, what? And then what I've this is my speculation. I think what he does to make so many videos, he will just stitch clips from other videos and just stitch them together to make a new video. So it's like he's recycling his content literally to make new videos, because the way it was edited, it literally cut to a whole other part that I could imagine was in another video, and he took that bit out and then he added a new bit on and stuff like that.
He made a video on the canon mode. Where's
did
his?
He? What did he say? Did he get cancelled on his birthday like me?
No, all of these comments are like super excited. Do we know when it's available?
Yeah.
Although, to be fair, I don't know if many of these are real.
Well, speaking of the canon mode, should we kick off this episode into our proper intro by saying
canon intro?
By saying firstly, Willis Makes Movies / Lewis, I hope you had a lovely Christmas. And I will ask you about it, but during my intro, I will say, I also had my birthday over Christmas, sort of 21st of December, so a few days before Christmas, and it was a lovely time. However, I low-key kind of got like mini cancelled on my birthday.
Oh.
Do you remember I messaged you? I was like, "Oh my god, bro, everyone's going crazy at me." No, I'm just being I'm exaggerating. Yeah. I know it's not really, but it kind of felt like that.
I've only just started recording there.
Oh, for real?
I didn't know because we haven't done the intro yet.
Oh, right.
I was waiting for it, so I don't know how long you've been recording for.
Oh, I've been recording.
Oh shit!
I've been recording for like 10 minutes.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm recording now.
Fair enough. It's all good. Well,
I didn't think the opening of the episode should be us shitting on AI, man.
Yeah, true. Well, I'll leave in the part where I said "speaking of," and then I'll just your face can just come in, I guess.
Yeah.
I'll
just do I'll make that a little pre-teaser thing and then woomph into it.
Exactly.
I got cancelled. Woomph.
Yeah. But yeah, what I was gonna say was, it was obviously. So I think to myself, we had this conversation, a very similar conversation. I think it was maybe 2 episodes back. I think maybe, and I feel like over there, I don't know whether. I think we agreed with a fair bit of opinions on canon mode, didn't we? We had like a fair...
when we went through it.
Yeah, we had like a fair agreement on it, and
I would have said so.
Yeah, and at the end of recording, I was like, "Oh, to be fair, like I have I had a lot to say about that. Maybe I'll make a video on it." So I sit down at night. I get the chill music going. I like to listen to like a lot of the background music I use for my videos. I'll listen to like mixes of that stuff while I script. So I'm locked in, bro. I'm locked in. I've got Google Docs on. I've got my headphones on. I've got a Coke Zero next to me. I'm typing away. I'm like, oh mate, I'm cooking. I literally said to my girlfriend, I was like, Chloe, I am cooking with this script right now. This is gonna be such a good video. And she's like, oh, nice. And I put it together. I drop the video, and then it's just like, boom, bro, what the fuck is wrong with you? Boom, get your head right, man. This video is just, your opinion is just wrong. Boom, boom, boom. Like comments, like every single comment was just like, just pushback, which is fine, And I think in hindsight, well, I get for the people that don't know what that video was, it was on the canon mode of Assassin's Creed Shadows, and the canon mode, again for those that don't know, is the addition, a gameplay element, I suppose you could call it, where basically it just turns off choices and it will just give you that sort of classic AC experience where you get your cutscenes, you just play through the game, rather than have the choices that will lead to different scenarios. So I basically tried to make a sort of balanced video. I think I used too much of a polarizing title, I think. I said, did Ubisoft just ruin Assassin's Creed Shadows? Maybe I shouldn't have titled
that is kind of gonna...
Yeah.
I don't think many people are gonna watch the video if that's what they see first.
Yeah, I think I may have... I think I may have learnt my lesson. I should not have used... I shouldn't have used that title because it was very hyperbolic.
Yeah.
Very polarizing.
If you're going to clickbait, it should be at least in favor of what you're going to say.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it is a valid question, like, did they? But I mean, it is a little bit exaggerative.
Yeah, that's true. You're not saying, like, maybe you could have made the title, like, will this ruin Assassin's Creed? And then the thumbnail could just be, canon mode.
Yeah.
Or, I don't know, like, that kind of softens it a little bit.
Exactly. Or like, yeah, I could have done it. I could have gone about it better with the title. But,
But still, it doesn't warrant what the response was, I don't think.
Obviously, again, for the context for the viewers, like, the video sort of... My idea with that video was to sort of explain the reasons why I think a canon mode could potentially add, I guess, a layer of drawback to the actual choices mode. And I think people misconstrued that for me saying that there should never be a canon mode. It should be AC should always be a choices game, which is not what I think. But I was just saying in that certain scenario, I was more posing the question: could having a canon mode potentially dampen the actual mode of having the choices and vice versa?
Yeah, I mean, we did word it quite clearly. In our video, we were saying if you're gonna have choices, they need to matter. That's the only
exactly
point we were making there.
Exactly, and I think maybe it's the way I worded some parts of it, and I think definitely I'm to blame for the way I titled it. I guess kind of rightfully, I got a lot of people just completely, disagreeing. I don't think I had one. I mean, I probably had quite a few people watch the video, agree, move on, and not comment because it got like a normal amount of likes. But every single comment was pushback, and again, that's completely fine. Like sometimes, I'm not saying everyone's got to agree with me. That would just be boring. But all I'm saying is it definitely got to me for sure because
it was a surprise. I could tell. I mean, you even messaged me saying like, I thought this one was like a clear win. Like I didn't think this was a controversial video. How has this happened?
Yeah, exactly. I was very excited to get that video out. Like I was very proud of it. So then obviously naturally when you get just a ton of comments saying that you're wrong and like what's wrong with you and this and that, like obviously it's gonna like hurt a little bit.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
Apart from like one or two commenters, the comments were still fairly respectful. They were like, look, I like you, I like your content. However, I do have to disagree with you. And that's completely fine. Like that's what the YouTube comments are for, to have a debate back and forth. So that's great. That's fine. But yeah, it's just funny. Like, I think
it was more the shock than what the actual comments were, I guess.
Yeah, it was just and I kept looking at them, and Chloe was like, "Stop looking at them because they're gonna ruin your birthday." And I was like, "Okay, fine, I'll stop." But then I keep looking, But anyway, the moral of that story for me is that I thought to myself, I've taken some lessons from it. Like I still stand on the idea that I posed in that video. I still am proud of the video. I think it was well edited. Like I'm happy with it as a piece, a video. But the lessons I will take from that is to sometimes pull back on titles like that, like polarizing titles. Sometimes they don't need it. And also I think, again, like I mentioned in my last video, my first one of 2025, is I think maybe it was too soon to make that video. Like we haven't, again, it was just an idea I posed. However, maybe it would have been a better subject to tackle, like once I'd already
Once it was
like
out.
once we've seen it, like then I can really say whether that is definitively the case or not. So yeah, maybe it was just too soon. I don't know. I think I need to be a bit more reserved until the time is right, and I think that's definitely the lesson I took from that. I guess this is like my first YouTuber apology.
It's your apology video.
Yeah.
I was gonna say though, one thing, a few comments that I saw on that video was the fact that you'd brought up Baldur's Gate 3 as a comparison.
Oh yeah,
There was
still
a lot of
stand on
comments
that.
about that.
I still stand on my business with that. I'm gonna say that
Yeah.
was a good comparison.
I think people looked at it too broadly. You know, like they went, "Oh, Baldur's Gate 3 is too different of a game." Like, "Oh, he wants Assassin's Creed to be like that."
Yeah, I
Which,
can see why people thought that. Yeah, I
don't think it was too much of a stretch of a comparison, really. I mean, the way you explained it perfectly well, like the way I was looking at those comments, I was like, "Oh, he must have done like a really bad job of explaining it," but you didn't.
Yeah, I think
It was weird.
I understand why people push back on the comparison to Baldur's Gate 3, but I think within the context of why I used it, I think it's perfectly fine. Obviously, a lot of choices you make within Baldur's Gate 3 rely on you to roll a dice. Like, that's the whole point of it. However, all of the choices that you make in Baldur's Gate 3 that I mentioned as a comparison to what AC Shadows could be, that is just more like organic choices that don't require a dice roll thing. So at the end of the day, in that context, it is literally just two different RPG games that have choices for characters in the story, and I don't see why you can't compare that personally.
Yeah.
But again, you live and you learn, and I still think it's a good video. I still think the idea is cool, but I think, again, as I said, in the future, I will probably hold back a bit before I sort of give such a like major dive into something before we've actually seen anything of it,
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
I mean, I've had videos that have done a lot worse than others. I mean, when I first started doing video essays, I did a video essay on how on how all the Marvel movies are the same. Like the same 3 ideas regurgitated, and that got so much backlash, and I took down the video. It was getting that much backlash. On Reddit, it was getting like hundreds of comments, and on YouTube it was getting hundreds, and it was really bad. But in my defense, in their defense, it was a badly made video. It was something that I'd scripted really quickly and not like really thought about. There was no subtlety to it. Like my points were terrible. I was just basically saying this is the same as this because of like the villain being a copy of the hero, which is not really fair to say that the entire movie's this. But anyway, that was probably the video that got to me the most, to the point where I took it down. But I haven't really, like, I've had the odd thing, like my Jacob Fry character study got a bit of backlash because for some reason, when it comes to Jacob Fry, you need to mention the sexuality. And if you don't address that, then you're a homophobe. And oh my god.
Yeah, have you seen there's this one guy, I think I had to hide him from my channel.
I didn't want to mention his name directly, but it was that guy.
Yeah, I don't even remember his name, to be fair. It was just
I have it burned into my brain.
Oh yeah, it's always a copy and paste, isn't it? Like a big paragraph about why it's just a little bit like
it sort of got out of hand, At first it was because my point was, in the actual game there is no evidence that Jacob is bisexual. There's no evidence for it. But then apparently, you're not looking into the subtleties and the I broke down the scene and stuff. But then it started to branch out to other videos where, like, the Evie Fry video, the guy's commenting on that video saying, why are you talking about her? Why are you not addressing what was mentioned in the last one? I'm like, this is a series where I talk about each character separately. I'm done with that one. Now I'm on to the next one.
Yeah, and also it's like, yeah, maybe somebody out there would want to make a video on that, and that's cool. That's a cool idea. Go for it. But it's like, at the end of the day, like, we are making videos for free. It's just something we like to make. We don't have to. There's no pressure. For
I don't have to make that video. And also, it's just not
like,
a topic that, like, I mentioned it, but it's not what I was interested in talking about.
Yeah, exactly. You got to talk about what you, and also, obviously, I'm not going to assume your sexuality, Lewis, because I don't know, but I think maybe that sort of subject would probably be tackled by somebody who was potentially gay or bi or whatever. Again, personally for me, as a straight guy, I don't think I could tackle that subject
I wouldn't
with the
feel
proper knowledge, and I would leave that to someone else who could tackle it in a much more in a way that I couldn't really know or comprehend, I guess. I don't know.
And I mean, I get it, like there's nothing wrong with fan shipping, like Shane Hatham. I don't know if you've ever typed that in.
Yeah, I've
God.
seen that.
But there's no evidence in the game to like imply that. Whereas Jacob, you have that scene where Maxwell Roth kisses him, and people assume, like Jacob, like was like a relationship that was happening. Where it's not. The whole point is that Maxwell Roth is trying to make a point that he can do whatever he wants. He can go against social norms. Therefore, he kisses him to say, "Look, I can even do this in this time period."
Yeah.
And that was the point I was making in the video. I was then not getting into it, but yeah. But anyway, the point is, that was the only time that I got backlash, but I felt like I was justified to not bring it up.
Yeah. At the end of the day...
Yeah, I will continue to not... I will... If people... I don't know. If it's justified, then obviously, apologizing is fair.
Yeah.
But for the most part, if I do something controversial, I'm just going to go for it, especially if it's like opinionated.
At the end of the day, it's your content. You got to make what you want to make,
Yeah.
One thing I will say is, if you have something to add on to that, then by all means. But I feel like we should definitely spin it round to an actual like welcome and intro what we're talking about today.
Yeah, so about 15 minutes in, let's say hello.
Yeah, hey guys. You've joined us today at a very interesting time, It's New Year, 2025. We are talking...
New format. We're not just doing a straight up, hello everyone!
We just go straight into like mid-conversation.
This is 2025. We're going straight into it now.
Yeah. We don't need no coming ups. We don't need... We're just into it. We're right there.
You know why you're here.
Yeah. But today, guys...
You know who we are.
You know who we are. We have a lot of... That actually reminds me of when you fight the guards in AC1. They always go like, do you know who I am? You know that?
Oh, yeah.
Or something like that. You know who I am.
That will cost you your life.
Yeah. And I don't know if it's like the guards are actually saying that in English or it's like another thing they're saying. But I always heard it as like, do you know who I am? Or something like that.
No, I think they do say that. Yeah. I definitely remember that.
In like a World War II microphone, like they recorded it in a bunker. It always makes me laugh. Like the NPC like voice quality is trash. But it's kind of good.
It is.
It kind of makes me think like, it's just classic Animus playing up.
Yeah, it is in a machine.
Yeah, exactly. But anyway, guys, it's good to be back. We haven't done an intro really, but we're here now. And
it's new year.
Yeah, the main point of this video, or I guess the main topic of today's episode is going to be sort of looking at AC in 2025 and sort of seeing where it's going to go. We've all made videos about it, or most people in the AC community have, but we're going to have a deeper dive today. We'll veer off, I'm sure.
I mean, we were going to do a retrospective on 2024, which we did mention in the Christmas one, but when I thought about it anyway, I was like, well, nothing happened.
Yeah,
nothing came out, and there was delays, there was leaks, there was more leaks. There wasn't really there's nothing concrete to discuss. There was a few collaborations, but for the most part, it was like a lot of getting hyped and then a lot of like simmering down towards the end of the year when you realized there's nothing to get hyped about.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's better to look to the future, you know? I think 2025 is going to be very big for Assassin's Creed. It's going to be crazy. I can't even, like, because we haven't physically seen any of it, I'm quite like, is this actually going to happen?
I know, right? It feels weird that in like just over a month we're actually gonna the AC Shadows just gonna be out. It's weird.
Yeah, I'm still.
You don't think it's coming out? You think it's getting delayed?
If it was gonna get delayed again, I think this is the week where we're gonna find out. But I'm just sort of playing devil's advocate, you know. I don't think it's ready.
Yeah, but how do you know? Because we haven't seen enough. Or is that leading into
That's
your
it.
theory?
That's it. Like,
enough.
we have got 5 weeks to get a story trailer, a launch trailer. The pre-orders aren't even open yet, so you can't even like pre-order the game. That's my biggest evidence that this game is not ready.
It is a little
It's also
bit
not
weird.
gone gold yet. They haven't said the game's finished. Whereas with Mirage, with Mirage, they pushed the release date forward because they said, "Look, it's done. We finished it."
I do feel like that could have been a marketing tactic, though. Like they knew they were going to do that.
Yeah, but where are the pre-orders? That's my biggest point for this getting delayed. Is that a month out, you've got no promotion and unless they do a massive trailer and say pre-orders are now open.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like they could easily do that, like pretty soon. But then it's like, how many more articles have we got to come? 2, is it?
Two, yeah.
So it's like, are they going to release a big trailer in between between 2 articles? Are they going to wait till it's out? But then I feel like the way the articles come as sporadically as they do, we're going to get the last article like right before the release of the game, I feel like.
I think you might be right, yeah. Because I think we've had one every month.
But then it's kind of pointless because people will have made up their mind if they're going to play the game, and then the game will be out before most people read that article and find out for themselves.
You know, when I was live streaming the other day, I was saying to people, if you go on Assassin's Creed's Instagram page, they've got this post saying 2025 is the year of Assassin's Creed Shadows. And the top comment on there is, will it have bows and arrows? And that, like, for me was like, okay, so nobody in, like, outside of the fans has read these articles.
Oh, no. That's what I said in one of my videos. I was like, it's so weird because you just know no one's going to read these. Like nobody wants to log to, like, go on to assassinscreed.com, scroll down to articles. Like, no one's going to do that unless they're really, really in, like, deep into the AC fandom or whatever you want to call it, or they watch one of our videos. Like, otherwise, no one's gonna watch that.
Yeah, it's funny as well. Like I was scrolling when the second article came out. I was gonna show bits from the first one, but I couldn't even find it. Like I don't know where I would even find it. I just clicked on the link on their Instagram story. I don't know where it actually is.
What, the articles?
Yeah.
Yeah, you've got to scroll right to the bottom of their website to articles, and then it will show. But again, it's like no one's
Are all
gonna
those
do
clips?
that.
Did they even put those clips anywhere, or are they just all unlisted on their YouTube channel?
I mean, officially from Ubisoft, it's all unlisted clips. Obviously, people repost them, but yeah, it's just weird. It's weird. It's like, what are they doing? Like, I mean, I don't care. Like, if they don't like don't market the game, like, I'm still gonna play it at the end of the day and cover it.
Yeah.
I don't really care. But like, just from a business point of view, like, isn't this meant to be the game that saves you? You must be really confident in your game that it doesn't need any marketing to sell. And I guess Assassin's Creed is like a household name and it is a moneymaker, but I don't know, man. I just feel like they're missing a trick with just a couple trailers, just something. It's just radio silence.
I was watching a video earlier where they were saying, someone was saying, the reason that we haven't had anything yet is because people have already made up their minds. Like, you can't change people's opinion now, and they know that. Yeah,
that works for, like... I'm sorry to cut you off if you were going to carry on.
No, it's all right.
That works with people that are in, like, deep within the community that do read these articles and do watch these videos. But the people, like, without releasing trailers and more proper promotional material... you got the mainstream audience that have literally probably forgotten when the game's even coming out because you're not promoting it to them. So you're not giving them the choice to make up their mind because they aren't even thinking about it because you're not promoting. So
I mean, it is nowhere. It's not on the side of buses. There's no posters on bus stops. There's not even like tie-in merchandise. Where's the t-shirts? Where's the novelization? Like, where is all this stuff? Is it happening?
Yeah, it's really, really, it's just odd. Like, it's just peculiar, if I'm going to pick a word for it. And
I do think Assassin's Creed has always been undermarketed, but this is weird.
Yeah, I think obviously we're gonna be naturally comparing the marketing of Shadows to like Valhalla, and Valhalla was one of the most marketed AC games, and it definitely paid off. So obviously there's going to be that natural comparison, but I mean, rightfully so. I mean, obviously there is that added layer of context that, you know, we've learned that Ubisoft are not doing too well behind the scenes financially, stuff like that. So I understand why there might be a less of a focus on marketing, like have a less of a budget for marketing. But I would say in that situation, you still need a budget for marketing because you want this game to sell. And again, yes, I do think it will sell really well regardless because it is called Assassin's Creed and it is a very, like, it's a very popular setting in a historical setting, like regardless of Assassin's Creed, so people will buy it. Maybe they're confident in that. They must be, because otherwise, why wouldn't they be releasing stuff? I don't know.
I don't know. I really don't know. The more I think about it, the more I'm like, imagine if you're like the social media manager and the game gets delayed, so now you've got to fill out like 3 months of posts with just random Assassin's Creed stuff, and then you're not getting any new information from the higher up, so you can't like, because you're saying like the budget might be down, but they're paying somebody to run their social media accounts every single day, but that person is not putting out anything relating to Shadows.
Yeah.
Apart from that, like, they put out that tease before the new year, and that was possibly the best thing they've put out in like 3 months. Because we haven't really spoke about that, but they put out like a little like 7-second tease that actually had like a Templar cross, like an assassin logo with like a little blade mechanic, you know, like the tombs, and just seeing that Templar cross changed my entire like opinion. And if we just had stuff like that every single day on the lead up, at least you would know the fans are going to buy it.
To be fair, like imagine if they did like one, like that 7 seconds sort of mashup of clips. Imagine if they did like a variation of that once a week, and then it would end with like 40 more days or however many more weeks each week until it released. That would be easy marketing. Get everyone engaged, get everyone hyped up, show little glimpses to speculate. And we as the AC YouTubers are the free marketers. We will cover that. We will speculate, because that's literally, I made like a 15 or 13 minute video on that 7 second clip, and I dissected every single frame that we saw.
That is a powerful stuff. That the fact you managed to get that much time out of a 7 second clip. That is incredible.
I mean, I just watched it and I started thinking, oh, what if it means this? What if it means this? And I thought, well, I might as well make a video. And that is the part that I love about content, and love about, the lead up to a game that we just have missed with Shadows. And it's like, imagine if you could just do a variation of that once a week, and remind players how many more weeks they've got till the game comes out. I think that would do wonders for marketing.
And it's weird because I feel like for a while in the summer we were getting consistent content, like every single week. I feel like there was stuff coming out. So it's weird that it's slowed down. I think personally, because of that 7 second teaser, we're just going to get one more trailer for Shadows. I think that is a snippet of the last trailer. Yeah. I think they're going to combine the story trailer with the launch trailer and just make it one big, like, I mean,
I think
I wish they wouldn't, but I think they've only got time to release one trailer that they can then turn into ads.
I think
to put out on social media.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think that's probably likely.
If they're playing on a limited budget here, then I can imagine let's just put it all into the last 2 weeks or the last month.
Yeah, maybe that's the way to go. Maybe the mainstream gamers that aren't invested in AC will, get fully promoted to with Shadows 2 weeks before release, and maybe it will turn a lot of turn the tide and sell a lot of copies. But I don't know.
I mean, like you put a Templar in a cross in front of me, and I'm happy. Just pander to me.
Yeah.
Why did it take you until 1 month before or 2 months before the game comes out to show that there's a Templar in it? Like, do you know how much impact that would have if that was what you showed at the start?
I know.
It's so weird. Like, this is just not what I would have done at all. And I feel like when the game comes out, we should actually, like, say what we would have done. We should redo the marketing campaign 6 months out. Give them a few lessons.
Yeah, take this into account for the next AC.
Oh god. Well, they're probably going to be promoting the next AC immediately after if if rumors are correct, which could nicely transition across too.
Ooh, our main topic. Yeah. Well, before we get into
we've kind of talked about the front end of the main topic, the February edition of the main topic.
I guess we have, haven't we? Yeah. Before we get into that, can I ask you a question?
Yeah. Of course.
Well. I feel terrible because I haven't had a chance to ask you how your Christmas and New Year's was yet. So I feel like I should ask you,
Oh, of course. Well, I'll ask you about yours as well.
Of course. It's very sporadic, this episode, clearly, but I don't know.
I know, but
it is what it is.
New year, new format. The format being no format.
Yeah.
But yeah, I had a good Christmas, quite a quiet one. My uncle came round on a few days beforehand. My auntie came round, my auntie and uncle. So just like quiet family stuff. I went out on Boxing Day. I don't remember much of that night, so it must have been good.
Yeah.
New Year's, New Year's, I did go out, but we were home before midnight.
Oh yeah, you told me about that.
Yeah, my girlfriend had a little bit too much to drink, a bit too quickly, so we had to. We celebrated New Year's in the taxi, and the taxi driver was on the phone to his family.
Oh really?
So I was like shouting down the phone at his family.
Oh god.
So that was quite fun. But aside from that, I mean, it has been quite quiet. I've been procrastinating massively because I said I was going to do all this YouTube stuff, and I've done absolutely nothing. I mean, I released a video ranking the Ezio's family versions, which I'd recorded like before Christmas.
Yeah.
So I really have done nothing. I've been playing a few new games though. Well, I say new games. I've been playing older games that I've finally got. I started God of War 2018.
I remember you saying you were going to do that. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm about 2/3 of the way through that. Loving it. It's so good. I can't believe it's took me 6 years to get round to playing it. And of course, the whole way through, I'm thinking, why can't Assassin's Creed be like this? Because of like the. Oh no!
You're gonna get cancelled now.
Oh no!
How can you compare God of War to Assassin's Creed?
I just mean, I would love a very story-focused Assassin's Creed, but you know how, like, in God of War, like, he uses the axe for certain enemies, he uses the shield for, like, and there's, like, puzzles and stuff. I was just thinking, how cool would it be if you played as, like, your own assassin, and you can customize the type of hidden blade they have, and, like, you have to use the rope launcher for certain tasks, or you have to use the phantom blade to, like, shoot, like, certain projectile things to unlock paths, and, like, you could, like, fully kit out your hidden blade, and, like, it's a bit like a lightsaber, you know?
Oh mate, don't worry, that will be coming in the AC multiplayer Fall Guys game.
Oh
you'll get that there.
Oh, I don't want that in that at all.
It's like you'll get what you want, but it will be like in not the way you ever thought you'd get it.
We'll get to Invictus. I don't like that.
I guess we'll get onto that, won't we, in our main topic?
Yeah. I also went back to playing Helldivers 2 after they added some Killzone DLC, and I used to play Killzone as a child, so I got the nostalgia hit there.
Wait, who developed
franchise.
Helldivers 2? Is it
What?
Gorilla or whatever they're called?
I'm not sure.
It's not the same people that developed Killzone, though. Is
No,
it? Nah.
they do the Horizon games now.
Yeah, I knew that, but I thought it just seems like a weird crossover otherwise.
Well, I mean, Helldivers is PlayStation exclusive technically, so
Oh, true.
it is a bit of a weird one because it's such an old
and
franchise.
it's like a dead
it's based on
franchise at this
Killzone.
point.
Yeah,
Yeah, well,
which
fair
is
enough.
sad to say because I used to really love Killzone 2 and 3. Fantastic.
Yeah, I
But,
mean, I've never played them enough to have an opinion, really, but
Well, they're like the Halo clones, aren't they? The Halo killers of the late 2000s that
Yeah.
everybody tried to beat Halo. And I thought it was a good twist. They've probably aged horribly, but I've got good nostalgia for them.
oh, I'll tell you, the Killzone game I've played the most. Oh, this is gonna be one of those fucking like weird takes
I
from
know
me
what you're
again,
gonna
isn't
say.
it? Yeah. Oh, which one do you think I'm gonna say?
Are you gonna say the Vita game?
Yeah. Killzone Mercenary, isn't it?
Oh, is that what it's called?
Yeah.
Oh god.
No, I don't know, like compared to like other Killzone games, if it was good or not. But I will say, I was gassed for that game to come out back in like whenever it was, like 2013, because
yeah.
it had like the best Vita graphics.
Oh.
It was like the first game that was like pretty on par with like actual PS3 graphics, which at the time was still good. So I was like, oh, this is sick. You know, it feels like I'm actually playing a console game on my Vita, which obviously these days is completely normal to play. You know, got Steam Deck and all that. But back then it was a bit of a commodity. So I was excited for that. And I just played the multiplayer.
Oh, right. Are you saying that Liberation didn't look like PS3 graphics?
Killzone Liberation.
No.
Oh, alright.
Assassin's Creed.
Because that is a Killzone PSP game, isn't it?
Oh, is it?
Yeah, Killzone Liberation. It's
Oh,
a
no.
PSP game, yeah. How do I know this and you don't? I don't even know.
I didn't know. I've only played like Killzone 2 and 3.
Yeah. I've only played Killzone Liberation and Killzone Mercenary.
Oh my god.
Oh, God.
The only other game, literally yesterday, I downloaded Marvel Rivals.
Oh,
Finally gave that a
yeah.
go.
I've heard good things.
I've been playing Overwatch since it came out, and this seems to be the better Overwatch, and it really is. I mean, it's really fun. Like even on a casual level, it feels like a 2025 game.
That's good. A
but
2025
I can't-
game should feel like that.
Yeah. Surprisingly, a certain Assassin's Creed Shadows does not look like a 2025 game.
Would you not say?
No, well, maybe in like the face models,
Ooh,
but
bro, you're
it
gonna
looks like
you're
a-
gonna get rinsed in the comments, bro.
I don't care.
Nah, it's fine. It's the Podyssey.
looks-
What else do you expect on the Podyssey? It's just our rawest self.
I mean, Mirage didn't feel like a 2023 game. Put it that way.
It felt like a 20. Well, I think the reason I will not go on a tangent because we could go for hours, but the reason I think it felt like such an old game is because they were really trying to make it feel like the OG games.
Oh come on, that's not an excuse for them.
No, I think they did a terrible job of it, but I
Yeah,
think the
yeah.
way it plays definitely plays like a 2010 game in like the format of like it feels like you're playing a 2010 game with like a lick of paint.
I get what you mean.
And I think
Yeah.
that was intentional, except I think they pulled it off awfully. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean the idea is nice, but that's just not what happened.
Exactly. Like
The execution is that you just butchered Valhalla. You just like took Valhalla and just sliced it up a bit.
Yeah, I
until
mean,
you got something that resembled the first game.
I'm no huge fan of Valhalla, but I would say Valhalla is a lot better than Mirage. A lot better. Well, I mean, the writing
Is that a hot take? I'm not even sure.
I don't even know, to be honest. I mean, like the writing of Valhalla, like yeah, sure, a lot of it is like filler, but like when it comes to like what is actually good in Valhalla, it's a million times better written than Mirage. The acting is much better. It's more. Yes, Valhalla and Mirage both have the thing they have most in common is filler. Like it's all filler, isn't it? But but like Mirage is just a really shitty version of Valhalla that like makes you feel like it tricks you into thinking you're playing a better AC game because there's hoods, but it's just nah, bro.
Mirage, you just forget about it the second it came out. Forgot about it.
Yeah.
I don't know if that was that a tangent or were we?
I mean, it is what it is, isn't it? We always.
Oh,
go on
I was
tangents.
saying, yeah. I was saying Marvel Rivals feels like a modern game.
Oh yeah, that was it. Yeah.
But I don't think I've played enough of Marvel Rivals to give like a concrete answer. I've just played like a few games last night and was like, wow, this is fun. It doesn't feel sweaty either.
Yeah, I get.
Unlike Overwatch, where you feel like you're getting sort of like, well. I don't know if you've ever played Overwatch. Have you seen the kind of messages you get in the chat if you're doing badly?
To be honest, no. I've never played it. But I can imagine. I can imagine. But is that sort of all you've been really playing over Christmas then? Just Marvel Rivals and God of War?
I think it is. I don't know. Did I play anything else? No, I think that's it.
Oh.
What have I been doing? I watched Squid Game 2.
Oh yeah, I haven't watched it
if
yet.
That counts.
Is it any good?
It's good. It's better than I was expecting it to be. Ends on a bit of a cliffhanger, which has a lot of people disappointed, but I knew that going in.
The thing is, that's weird. Like people will just like get annoyed if it's a cliffhanger because they just can't wait for the next one. You've got to see the vision. You know what I mean?
Yeah. A lot of people are like, oh, I waited 3 years for this.
It's like okay, well then wait another year and you'll see what happens next.
Yeah, it was still good.
Yeah.
It's not like they gave us one episode. They gave us a full 7.
And also, at the in like 5 years' time, when there's like 2 more seasons and in the scenario, maybe it wraps up after like season 4 or something, you're going to have a nice cohesive sort of, show that you can appreciate.
Exactly.
But
exactly.
If it just keeps wrapping up and starting something new every season, it might feel disjointed. So,
well, I remember people were annoyed at like Attack on Titan had like 5 years in between its first and second season, but then after that they released a season every single year until it finished.
Yeah.
So like I think they were honestly just I think in that case they were riding the hype as long as possible before they had to do anything. But
yeah, I get that. People.
I think.
No, go ahead.
Yeah, like, do you want it to be good? Then wait.
Yeah,
or do you want it to be rushed?
Yeah, and obviously, if something's left on a cliffhanger and then they never make another episode, then obviously that's a fair bit of criticism. But they're gonna make another series, so
especially Squid Game.
Yeah, exactly. Same thing happened with season 2 of House of the Dragon. People were like, "Oh my god, there was a load of build up and then nothing happened." But it's like, yeah, but you've got to think, are they building it up? Multiple seasons at a time.
Happen next.
Yeah, like Game of Thrones did a very similar thing. Like if you look at season 1 by itself, it's like, bro, nothing happened. But then season 2, it all kicks off, and it needed all of that tension building in season 1. So it happens, doesn't it? But I will watch Squid Game 2 at some point. Did you watch it?
Should, yeah.
Did you watch it with the dub or with subtitles?
Oh, I couldn't. No, I watched it with subtitles.
Yeah, bro, the dub is awful, isn't it?
It's so bad. Have you heard the clips of it? Oh.
I mean, I've seen the clip where he's like, "I've played these games before."
Yeah. That's a bit of a meme at the minute.
Yeah.
It's such a bad reading.
I've played these games before. Yeah.
And there's this one guy who speaks English like half the time.
Mm-hmm.
He just will randomly burst into what people are calling English because it's not very good. But he keeps doing it, and it's questionable. I might have quoted him a few times on a night out. I can't confirm or deny.
Yeah. Nah, the The dubs are fun. Like it's fun if you watch it
Yeah.
with the dub after you've seen it like properly. Seriously, do you know what I mean? Like a rewatch.
Yeah, but it is like watching a parody version or like an
Oh, yeah.
abridged thing. Like they're not good.
And it's funny though because most like 90% of people in like England and America like will watch it with the dub.
Oh yeah, and they'll not even think anything of it.
Nah, Chloe, she watched season 1 with the dub, and she was like, "Oh, let's watch season 2." And I was like, "Okay, but we gotta watch it with subtitles. I'm not watching it with the dub." And she's like, "Oh no, the dub." And I'm like, "But the
Oh,
dub
God,
is
no.
awful, bro. The dub is awful."
It really is.
Yeah.
And like you're not hearing the actual.
You're not hearing the
performances.
emotion. Yeah, exactly. It takes away from the
Imagine
experience.
if we recorded this podcast and then just put entirely different footage of us.
Yeah.
Like as the actual clip. Like
and-
I'm gonna put last episodes as the footage.
And if we got an AI voice to just repeat our conversation, you know?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
of course.
It would
Oh,
just be it wouldn't be the same, would it? But so that's what you've been doing. You've been gaming, you've
Yeah.
been Squid Gaming, you've been Christmasing, you've been drinking, eating,
Now
sleeping.
I'm back to work now, and I'm back on the grind.
Back on the grinds. Yeah. I'm sure you must know what game I've been playing over Christmas.
Oh, let me guess. Let me have a go. Wait, did you finish it?
Oh, yes, I did. I did finish
I thought you had. So, once again, tell us about Baldur's Gate 3.
My weekly segment. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so I won't drag it out this time because people are probably sick of it, and clearly they don't like Assassin's Creed and Baldur's Gate in the same sort of subject.
Like oil and water.
But I finished
Nothing similar whatsoever.
Yeah. I finished Baldur's Gate 3. It took me, I think my playtime is 157 hours, I think.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Finished that, and then I sort of put it down, and I thought, wow, it was a really good ending, by the way. Really satisfying.
Well, I bloody hope so.
Oh god, yeah. I was thinking like this better.
It's
not,
like
this
4
better
times
not.
the length of Odyssey.
Yeah, literally. But it's a stark contrast. It really is. But you know, it wraps up the characters so well. The ending is just perfect. You know, it's so good. Obviously, there is critiques to be made, which maybe I'll make a video on my new channel when that comes out.
Oh.
You know, I'm not gonna just completely.
I was going to ask
glaze up.
how is that channel coming along?
Oh, it's coming along very well actually. I finished, so I'm sort of I haven't recorded anything yet because I'm moving. Well, today actually. Me and my girlfriend got the keys for our new apartment.
Oh,
Yeah,
very exciting.
yeah, thank you.
Woohoo.
Yeah. So we got the keys today, and I was thinking, well, with my new channel, I want to record. I want to do videos. I want to have like a hybrid style between like the way I show my face in my videos on the main channel, where I have like I'm sort of having a good time. It's zooming in, it's zooming out. We're having a laugh, but then I also want to balance that with like the way I edited my canon mode video, if you've seen it. That more like I want to basically have a hybrid. You know?
Yeah, I know what you mean. Like some bits are you speaking to the camera, and some bits are like scripted.
Yeah. So I thought to myself, right, so there's no point recording my first video for the new channel in my place I'm at right now, and then I'm gonna move, and all the rest of the videos are gonna be in this other setup. So I might as well just wait till I move. So I've just been scripting. I've been scripting the hell out of videos. The other night I did like 2,000 words. Obviously I haven't finished the script yet, but I've done like 2,000 words of a Starfield video script.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting. Whoa.
Yeah, mate.
Okay.
A lot. I think. And,
is it about the DLC or?
Well, I will touch upon that, but it's just a Starfield critique. It's like a analysis and critique. Basically, I won't give much away. But
No, of course.
I find that Starfield gets drowned in valid hate, but it gets drowned in a lot of hate online. And I touch upon like how I actually agree with a lot of that, but I think there is a lot of charm in Starfield that gets like overshadowed by the hate. So this video is just it's going to be called like a nuanced critique, where I actually talk about the good, like the bad that has to be spoke about, but I also talk about like what is actually, I think, really good in that game that never gets talked about. Because
so it's a bit of a risky video.
It is, but you know, this is the passion project channel. Like, I don't care if it gets
Yeah.
10 views. I don't care what people think. Like, I'm doing this for me and me alone, you know. So it's like, I'm just gonna be real. Like, I won't lie. I love Starfield, and I know that's a hot take, but
Oof.
I just want to put my feelings into words and then into a video. And yeah, I really like the vibe. I've been listening to the Starfield soundtrack as I script. I've been listening to in my usual background music stuff. I've been listening to like the Interstellar soundtrack. I've been getting really into it. So I'm really looking forward to making that one. And I've also scripted.
Exciting.
Yeah. I've also scripted my. Well, I won't say what, but I've scripted another video. Finished a script for that. So we're getting there, but there's no rush. You know, it will be when it will be.
Interesting. So we've got exciting things on the way. So is that what you've been doing over Christmas? Just on the grind?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I wouldn't say it took up most of my time over Christmas was just playing games and chilling and, you know, doing stuff with my family and stuff. But like when it comes to YouTube, yeah, mainly that. I've been doing shorts. I made that.
Yeah.
I think I made a video or two, but I haven't taken it too seriously over Christmas. Kind of used it as a bit more of a break, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, I've sort of done the same, which wasn't my intention, but I have ended up doing that.
I feel like sometimes you need it though, like even because like obviously with your job, like you need a break from that, and if you're just gonna go straight into like grinding something else, like maybe that's not the break. You're not gonna get the break you need. You know what I mean? So
yeah, but that's annoying because I want to be able to do that.
Yeah, but you know, it will come when it will come. You know, like it maybe the best way for you is to just grind after your full-time shift. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's funny. I was out with my mate the other day, and he was saying like you had everything set up, like you were starting to upload more. You were like, you know, getting like the podcast going, and then in December you just did nothing. And I was like, yeah, kind of bottled it a bit there. And he was like, that's the highest month to make revenue, and you just didn't do anything.
Yeah,
like,
I mean,
I wanted a break.
Exactly. The thing is, though, like at the end of the day, like it is true. Like on paper, it's like, yeah, why wouldn't you grind in December? But there's more to it, you know. You're like, sometimes you just do have to have a rest, and like it will come when it will come, you know. And obviously, it came to you in December, so be it, you know. It's not the end of the world.
I mean, I also just had, I had no creative, I couldn't think of anything. And then as soon as I get back to work, I've got 2 ideas for videos, like, already. Like, and I'm like, why didn't this come to me, like, 2 days earlier, at least, so I could have scripted it. But yeah, at least, thank God, I have a couple of ideas now for videos I want to make.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, you just got to go with the flow, haven't you?
Yeah, and also not force it, like
like
when you know, I could have done a video talking about 2025, but I don't really have anything to say. I say as we are about to talk about that, but like I would say like I can't really formulate my thoughts on it in a scripted way where like if I just condense it into a 10-minute video, I'm just going to be saying what's happening.
No, I get you. There's no point forcing something just for the sake of like, you know, more views and stuff like that, or like feeling like you have to. I feel like you just got to do it when it's organic.
Yeah, I don't know. It just felt weird to be like, let's make a video talking about everything that's happening while nothing is currently happening.
Yeah,
it's like I'm just trying to fill the space.
Yeah,
I'm gonna wait until something happens and then talk about it.
Yeah. To be fair, I won't lie. Like the only reason I made that 2025 video, like I had the idea before I saw everybody do it.
Oh so, yeah, I mean, like obviously, if you want to do it, I'm not saying that. It was
no. I know what you're saying. I know what you're saying, but I'm just in a way I'm kind of just agreeing with you because I'm saying like the only reason I really made that video was because I just thought, well, this might get a good bit of views. Like I could have easily not made that video and not worried about it. It was a bit forced, to be fair. I still think it's a good video and I enjoyed making it, but like I could have easily not made it. And I probably could have spent my time better, you know, working on bigger videos or doing some more shorts and stuff. But yeah, I don't know. I don't really know what I'm saying. One thing I will quickly say before we get into, I guess, probably our main topic, is to wrap up my segment of Baldur's Gate 3. So yes, I did finish it. Yes. And then I tried to put it down, you know, I went to do more videos, which I did. I tried to play some other games, which failed because I decided I can't live without Baldur's Gate 3. So what I do is I go back onto Baldur's Gate 3. I start a new playthrough. And this time I go for the Dark Urge, which is basically a choice. When you make your character, you can choose, like, do you want to make your own character? Do you want to play as one of the pre-established characters? And there's another option called the Dark Urge, which is basically if you want to go full evil. I mean, you can roleplay and try and fight against the Dark Urge. Basically, the Dark Urge is like, it adds a whole nother layer of context to the main story. Basically, it adds this element where you have this mysterious past that you cannot remember. The only thing you can remember, the only thing you do realize is you have this dark urge to murder. And you have to figure out where you came from, why you have this feeling. There's this little demon butler that just turns up out of nowhere now and says like, oh, I work for you, master, and here's your reward for killing. And I'm like, bro, I didn't even know all this stuff existed in my first playthrough.
I was going to say, how long did this game take to make?
Well, I mean, it was in early access for a few years. Like, it took a long time to make.
The fact that that's just like an option, that's just one of the options at the beginning.
It changes
the game. It totally changes the game.
It's insane. Yeah. And like my whole 157 hours, I didn't even know this was possible I didn't even know it was part of the story, anything. So now I'm choosing all the evil options and I'm having a really good time seeing the differences. Bro, I've gone to a whole other map with its own unique soundtrack and characters and enemies that I didn't even know existed in the game.
God.
I didn't even know existed during my first playthrough, and it's like changed the way I view the game. It's insane. It's insane. It's called the Mountain Pass. Originally, I went down underground to go somewhere. This time, I decided to go through the Mountain Pass, and it's just changed. Like, there's new enemy types, new armors and weapons I'd never seen, new characters. Like, it's added so much. I met a whole ass. I won't spoil it too. Like, spoilers. I won't give any. But I will say I met a whole ass god. A god of the universe. And I missed that god in the first playthrough. It's actually crazy. And I've got new followers with me that I didn't... There's one follower that I met that I didn't even know she existed as a character because I think I just killed her because I was her enemy in the first playthrough. But now I'm bad. She wants to be part of my team. So I've got all this new character building. There's this character which I accidentally killed at the beginning of my first playthrough, which I have with me now. I'm learning about these characters. And I'm very curious to see where the story will go, because there are very definitive choices that I can clearly see in my first playthrough was the good choice. So I'm very curious to see where the bad choices will take the story. I've been siding with all the people that were the game's enemies in the first playthrough, so I'm very curious to see if I will just become a villain with these guys or what. I don't know, and it's great, and I'm really excited to keep going, and I will shut the hell up about Baldur's Gate 3 now, but there's weekly glaze of Baldur's Gate 3.
I was going to say what's interesting about that is, though, I thought you were just going to say that it's like the bad choices, like you've chose the evil path, but it's not like a certain video game where you just kill people as the bad choices.
No.
I don't know what game that could possibly be. Odyssey. It sounds like there's actually like story implications before you've even started. Like, if you're going to choose the bad path, we're going to make it a character that would, like, it's already baked into your character to do that. So it's not just like, you could probably just play the game normally and make bad decisions, this way it's like a more enforced like character put onto you.
Well, I do agree with you if you want to keep going bad, but like there's so much role playing in the game because you can choose the Dark Urge and have this extra layer to the main story, But because it's role playing, you can have the choice to fight against the dark urge and still be good and see where the story will go. You know, will your evil little butler man smite you for that or not? I don't know, because I'm still in my first evil playthrough. But like, there's all this layer. It's just this an insanely deep layer of choice that like genuinely affects everything. It's like a ripple effect. It's insane.
That's quite cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man,
crazy.
that's on another level. We've come a long way since. Well, I'm trying to think of an early. Even like Dawn Guard.
What, Skyrim Dawn Guard?
Skyrim Dawn Guard. I always use that as a fun example because that's like, do you want to be the good guys or the bad guys? They're the exact same quests either way.
Yeah, literally. It's just what base do you want to go back to at the end of each quest, pretty much.
Yeah.
Do you want to like sleep in a coffin, or do you want to sleep in a bunker in a castle?
Which one did you go with?
Well, I've played Dawn Guard tons of times. I've done both multiple times, and again, you're right. There's no difference really.
Yeah, I did my first playthrough as a Nord when I was like a kid.
Mm-hmm.
But then I did a playthrough as like a dark elf, and I went down the I'm gonna be evil route. I'm gonna become a vampire and mage and try and be the greatest wizard of all time.
Yeah.
And
I'm always a mage in Skyrim.
Oh really?
Yeah, most people go for the stealth archer, don't they? But that's never been me. I'm either.
I did that one last. I was bored at the idea of stealth in Skyrim.
I mean,
it's not very good.
Skyrim's not really a stealthy game to me. That's not what it is to me. To me, it's I would always just run in and just like fuck up the enemies. You know what I mean? I would either my most played like builds, I guess if you want to call it that, in Skyrim as like dual wield, like swords or something character with like medium armor or heavy armor, or I'd do just a straight up like mage wizard character, get the archmage robes, get the mask of Maroki. That's a good combo. And that's what.
But I think the fun thing about Skyrim is that like really none of it matters, so you can do what you want. Like
it's got its own charm in that way.
You can swap from magic to swords, and it's gonna play no impact on the decisions you've made beforehand. Yeah, I feel like in a lot of games that would be to the game's detriment, but I think it just works well in Skyrim that way. Like you wouldn't have it any other way. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, I remember I played. I don't know if. Oh God, this is gonna sound anyway. With when I'm playing Skyrim, and I did it with Fallout 4 as well. If I've played the game for like a couple of years, I'll make my character have grey hair and have it so he's actually aging.
Do you know what though? You're a true gamer, bro. You're getting immersed. Yeah.
So I had a character that was sword and shield in Skyrim, and when I made him older, I made him a mage later in life because he could no longer fight.
Oh, that's quite cool.
The same way. So I made up that story for him.
Do you know what? I won't lie. I love doing stuff like that in games as well. I used to. In AC1, I used to go up to this is when I was a little kid. This
the original RPG,
yes.
Assassin's Creed 1.
Well, just to tie it into AC, it's seeing that I do have a little sentiment similar to what you said. When I was a little kid in AC1, I would pretend that I was feeling bad about my assassination. Like I would pretend to because I didn't quite understand Altair's character when I was a little kid.
Does he throw himself in the water?
No. He's not suicidal. No, he doesn't feel that bad. But what I would do is I would pretend that Altair feels remorse for his assassinations, but then at the same time he would just assassinate guards all the time. So I'd go up to guards and I'd say this out loud. I'd do his voice and everything. I'd be like, I am sorry, my friend, for doing this to you. It's not me, and all this. And then I would go, rest in peace. And then I would assassinate the guy.
Just kill him anyway.
Yeah. And I would get really into it as a kid, like loving doing that.
I will say along that line, the prisoner outfit in AC3, fantastic for role playing. Because Connor could have just broken out of a prison, or he's on the run. He doesn't have his stuff. Oh, it's fantastic.
Yeah.
Especially like the frontier and stuff. You can pretend he's on like a hunting mission, and it was great. They don't make them like they used to.
Yeah, I mean, you can do that if you have like the imagination, though. You can do that with like any game, really, can't you?
Yeah, true. Although in Odyssey, you'd probably get a bit bored after a while.
I mean, I feel like you probably could in Odyssey in a way. Like, you could just chuck on like a random outfit that makes you think you could come up with your own little backstory. You could run around and talk out loud to yourself like I did as a kid. I am sorry, Malaka, and just, you know. But yeah.
That'll have been some people's first Assassin's Creed game.
Oh, bro, I was thinking about this earlier, actually. Like, I keep seeing the memes of, like, babies being born, and they're like, bro is younger than Fortnite, and the class of 2045, lol. Shit like that.
Somebody in my stream said they started playing Assassin's Creed in 2019.
Oh, God, they must have been young.
What do you mean?
Well, I guess...
I think they are young.
I mean, they could have been a late comer to the series, maybe, but
I hope so. But somebody's first game will have been Odyssey or Valhalla.
To be honest, though, perfect example is my cousin, one of my cousins, who I'm quite close with him, like, as he's got older. I mean, he's only 18, but like he's 6 years younger than me. His first AC game was legit Odyssey. And we were out. It was my uncle's birthday the other day, and we were all, which is his dad, and we were all out for a meal. And I was sat next to him, and he was we were talking about games, and he was saying to me, I was talking to him about Baldur's Gate 3. Of course I was, because any chance I can get to talk about Baldur's Gate 3, I'm going to talk about it. So I'm telling him all. But he's like, "What you been playing at the moment?" I'm like, well, funny you ask. And I started going on about Baldur's Gate 3 for way too long, and I said about like how I've not played a game that makes me feel this way in so long. And he said to me, do you know what he said to me? And this hurt. This did hurt.
No.
He said to me, that's exactly how I felt playing AC Odyssey. I'd never played a game where like I just knew content was everywhere in this packed worlds, and it was so immersive. And I didn't say anything. I just went, yeah. Because I didn't want to like, make him... It's his opinion. But... yeah, he said that. What's your thoughts? I feel like you're looking at the camera in a funny way right now.
I am.
Yeah.
He's but everyone's entitled to their opinion.
Yeah. But that was his first game. Well, first AC game when he was like how old was he when in 2018? I was 17. He's 6 years younger than me.
12?
So he was like he was 11, 12.
Oh my god.
And that was his first.
Oh my god, that's right. Oh no.
And that was his first AC. So like I do have a level of understanding, like, yeah, I can see why you're nostalgic for that. I can see why you love it for those reasons.
The games coming out yearly is a curse in a way, because it means like in the span of 6 years, you go from the first game to Black Flag could have been like someone's first game. And it feels like that's generations apart.
Oh, I know. Yeah, it's crazy.
I was thinking the other day, it is wild how closely they all came out. The fact that, like, I think it's to its detriment that Revelations came out the year after Brotherhood. Can you imagine if there was like a 4-year gap or something and then Revelations came out? I think it would have hit so much harder.
I think it would have had to have been longer then, though, because if it was that much of a wait, people would be like, what the fuck? Yeah. This game is like, 10 hours and I finished it. What the hell? Like, but I know what you're saying though. Yeah.
I mean, now that the releases are like so much further apart, I don't know, like saying, but that's so weird. If Odyssey's his first Assassin's Creed game, there's only been 4 Assassin's Creeds since then.
Yeah.
And one of them's not even out yet. Like,
and he's 18 now. Yeah. Nearly 19.
Imagine like that 6 years at our age.
Oh yeah, I know.
Like that's 2000 and that's like Revelations. Wait, am I right there? That's like Revelations through till Origins.
Oh,
Origins 2007.
Yeah.
Imagine not having that.
Damn, that's crazy. Yeah.
Whoa.
But what was I gonna say? To give him some credit though, he said since obviously I started making YouTube videos about AC, he started playing more AC games, and
so you're converting him.
His favorite AC is AC3.
Oh yes,
Yeah,
hey,
he loves that game.
There we go. There we go.
However, he
yeah.
he cannot, like, AC1 and 2. He just cannot play. Like, it's just not for him.
Oh really?
They're too old for him.
Oh man.
AC1, like, I understand AC1 is an acquired taste.
AC1's a bit of a tough sell.
So I give you that. Like, I don't think it was quite for him. You know, he had different expectations based on Odyssey. So I get it. Then he played AC2, and he really liked it for a while, but then he just got really bored of it and just moved on. So it obviously didn't capture him. Then
I was saying that though when I was streaming the other day. Like, I do think AC2 kind of drops off in the second half.
I think it can do. Like, I think it can drag on in some places.
Yeah.
So yeah, I get that. Like, it gets to a point where you're like, damn, I'm still going right now. Like,
yeah, we're still going.
Yeah, like, I think I think when it comes all together in the end, it's like, okay, I get it. It needed this time and all that, but I can see that for a first playthrough for sure. And then obviously he skipped Brotherhood and Revelations, which really hurt me because I'm like, oh my god, but you're gonna not understand the context going into AC3, but is what it is, you know. He made his choice.
Did he think that 3 came after 2?
No, he did know, but he
okay.
just saw that 3 looked cooler, you know. It had a bit better graphics, and he was just like, yeah, it looks better, so I'm gonna play it.
I mean, fair enough.
Yeah, fair enough. And he loved that. He played Mirage. He didn't mind Mirage.
Oh.
Because I was saying he's the one who got the microtransaction gear packs, which I was able to use for my video.
I see.
Yeah. But, you know, he didn't mind it.
Is he interested in Shadows? Or does he play them like after they've come out?
So he's not really a huge fan of Assassin's Creed. Like, he'll play a few here and there. Like, he thinks it's cool when they are cool. But he's not on the level of me and you. Like, he's literally just the mainstream gamer that plays a lot of different games. So we'll probably play a few ACs, but is not invested. He'll probably, when Shadows comes out, he'll probably play it. I'd be surprised if he didn't. But he's not gonna, you know, he's not gonna be looking for the same things that we are in the game.
Oh yeah, I don't know anybody. I mean, I have one friend that I talk to about Assassin's Creed, but he doesn't. Like, he plays them, but he doesn't. He's not into it, if you know what I mean. Yeah. And then I have no other friends who would be even remotely interested in it.
No, me neither. I mean, I did back in primary school, but since I've grown up, yeah, none of my friends care remotely a single bit about Assassin's Creed.
But I find it's more fun that way. It's like...
Yeah, well, one thing I've always found is that, I don't know if it might be different for you, but for me personally, I've always felt a bit isolated with the games I like, because like none of my friends for 15 plus years have ever had any games in common with me. So I've always had no one to really talk about this stuff with.
Yeah, I kind of get that.
Obviously, it's quite nice having a podcast because we can actually, talk about something we both like. But and it's like all the YouTube stuff I watch. I've never really had anyone that watches the same stuff, so I've always been very much like my interests are just my interests, and I don't know anyone else who I can share them with. I don't know if you felt the same, or you've had more friends that have been into similar stuff.
Well, I think even as a kid, I was the only one out of my friends that had a PS3. Everybody else had an Xbox 360. So I've kind of been used to not having, and I didn't even have the internet until Xbox One generation. So I never even played multiplayer games. So I was pretty used to just when I get home, that's when I play games. And to be fair, I still get that kind of, okay, I'm about to go on a call with my friends. And even though it's my friends, I'm still quite quiet when I'm talking to them because I'm just not used to having to speak while I play.
Yeah, I'm very much the same. I've always been a single player person. Obviously, when I was in primary school, I did have a friend called Cameron. Shout out if you. I haven't spoken to him in years, so I have no idea if he watches this or even knows I have a channel. But he was really into Assassin's Creed in primary school. So back when I was in primary school, I had a friend to talk about games with. We both played Skyrim. We both played AC. We would play AC multiplayer with each other, you know, Brotherhood and Revelations all the time. But that's the only multiplayer stuff I've ever really played. I mean, apart from like GTA Online, which has been like something I've come back to that game like once or twice every couple years since it came out, really. I mean, I'm never playing it again now though. I'm over it, you know.
Yeah, I got GTA 5 on my PS3 when like nobody else had it. And I just played through the story mode, and I didn't even finish the story mode, but it was just to feel like I was part of the I mean, I have now. It was only a couple of years ago I got it on PC, and I was like, I'm just gonna finish the story. I need to play it all the way through.
It's a really
but I've
good
never
story.
played GTA Online.
Damn, you've never played GTA Online. Oh my god, that's
I'm waiting. GTA 6, I'm gonna grow up.
Yeah, bro, we're gonna have to play some GTA 6 online.
Yeah, definitely. We'll have to play some AC Shadows when
we
finally find out what the fuck all that co-op's about.
Yeah, we are gonna have to do that.
That's another thing they need to tell us in the next 20 days or something, 40 days.
Oh, I know. Oh, and obviously the Animus Hub, which we've talked about.
Oh yeah, that'll just casually drop without any branding or anything. That's just gonna drop on the same day.
Yeah,
apparently.
I feel like we're just gonna get this Animus Hub. I think it's just gonna be very bare bones when we get it, and then they'll just give out news and updates and enhance it as it goes. Because then you're gonna avoid a lot of scrutiny as well about like microtransactions and stuff if you bring it out after the fact.
I mean, it might even not come out yet.
Maybe.
It might just be on Ubisoft Connect. Like, even if I buy a game on Steam, like I bought Assassin's Creed 2 on Steam, it still opens in Ubisoft Connect. Like, that is the launcher.
Yeah.
Ooh. Like, they don't need to make a launcher just for Assassin's Creed. You've already got one.
To be fair, though, maybe, this is just a theory, but maybe the reason pre-orders aren't available for Shadows yet is because they're preparing the Animus Hub, maybe? I don't know. Maybe.
They launch the hub, and you pre-order it on there.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. It probably
I'm
not,
still gonna get it on Steam either way, but
yeah. Fair enough. Oh, bro, my gaming PC is broken, so I can only play on console. Yeah, it's
Will you be live streaming it when it comes out? Because I get this question all the time.
Nah, I'm not going to, because I live streamed Mirage and I just didn't think it was really worth it. Like it was cool to have a few people watching, but I don't know. I just like playing games in my own time. Like it's too much pressure and I won't focus on it otherwise. You know.
I think I'll probably live stream the first few hours. Just for like what's the word, like legacy, like so I can look back and be like, that was my first impressions.
Yeah, that's true. That's fair.
When it came out, I think it's good to have like that reaction, and then I can cut that up into as many videos as I want. Reacting to this scene, reacting to the opening.
That's a good point. I'll think about it.
That's my plan for the first day of release. Anyways, I'm gonna, as soon as it's downloaded, I'm gonna live stream the first part, and then
you're gonna stream it. Well, I guess you'll have to when you're at midnight, whenever it drops in the UK.
Oh god, I hope it's at a decent time.
Bro.
Well, I won't. If it drops at midnight, I'm not doing that. I'll leave it to install overnight or something.
Yeah. Well, to be fair, though, you'll probably be able to pre-install it like a week early because they did that with Mirage.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, either way, I'm gonna at least get the day off work the day it comes out. I don't know when February 14th actually lands on, but I want to get the day off so I can live stream it, and at least, you know, that's a very important day to get content.
What does your girlfriend think about that being Valentine's Day?
Oh, I've already warned her.
You've given her the brief. You're like,
yeah. Listen, priorities here. Do you want a date, or do you want enough money to pay for the date?
Yeah, true. We're gonna be eating good in February. I'll tell you that.
We need to get that back. Yeah, because I feel like right now nobody's googling Assassin's Creed or searching on YouTube. So
that's the thing.
Revenue's down.
Yeah, I found when Mirage came out that my RPM, not my RPM, just my overall, last 28 days earnings on YouTube, it was like 4 times what I was making at that time. Yeah, I mean, what I made that month is about what I make on average now, but like back then that was a lot more than I was doing. So
It'll give everything a boost.
Yeah, so I really think because my channel is a lot bigger now, I think in February I'm thinking it's going to be a good payday. Not gonna lie, I think it's gonna be a lot more than I've had before. But I better not get my hopes up because February is a terrible month for RPM, so I don't know.
I am. I don't know. I think the reception to the game is going to make a big difference as well. If the game comes out and it's bad, I think the hype is going to die down very quickly.
True, but I mean, it will be trending like either way. Do you know what I mean? Like when it drops, it's gonna be a trending thing. I just think
of you know, like Star Wars Outlaws came out and I heard nothing about it, and I don't know if that's just because I wasn't like looking for it in the first place, but it did kind of like worry me. I'm like, I've not heard anything about Star Wars Outlaws. What does this mean for when Assassin's Creed comes out?
True.
Like, there's no hype. There was no noise about it whatsoever. So I'm pretty worried.
I think I heard about Outlaws purely due to the fact that I'm a massive Star Wars fan and I follow a lot of Star Wars channels. I think a lot of them covered it, so I was like, oh, okay, shit. There's a Star Wars game coming from Ubisoft. And to be fair, I think what they announced. When did they announce it? Because I think I streamed
ages before.
I think
they did it like 2 years before.
Yeah, I think I probably saw the announcement, but I was reminded by the YouTubers covering it rather than actual trailers.
Oh yeah. I think I saw it on a bus. I remember seeing the poster on the side of a bus.
There's something, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean it's at least an in-person reminder that it's coming out.
Yeah, true. I mean that game was a flop from what I've seen.
Yeah, that's what's. I hope we don't get that again.
Yeah.
Assassin's Creed Shadows needs to do well for everyone's sake.
Oh, it does. Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, we should segue because that would be a good segue.
Okay. I
think, unless there's anything else you want to mention.
I mean, no. I think that's a good, like you said, a good place to segue. We say this is a good segue. However, we've just paused and started talking about how it's a good segue. Do you know what I mean?
Okay. Well, in a really smooth way, I was gonna say. It would be really good if Shadows succeeds because then all of the things that are coming in 2025 will still come out.
That was an amazing segue. And you are going to hate me right now, and I understand why, but I'm going to have to pause to go to the bathroom.
Kind
of ruins the segue, but you know.
That's all right.
Oh, bro. I legit have the bladder of like a 10-year-old. I'm not gonna lie. Not that I've been diagnosed with anything, but I do believe that I do.
Well, it's good not to hold it in.
Exactly. That
healthy.
That will be a very messy episode if I don't go right now.
Oh god.
All right, I'll be back in a minute.
Okay, no worries. Hello.
I have had a quick jumper change, so I'm looking different now.
Oh, that's gonna mess up the continuity.
Well, this
How
is
are we gonna
cozier.
explain this one?
See? This is cozier.
It is pretty cold out there.
Yeah, it is. I was gonna say, should we? I think because what we've talked about so far actually leads in quite nicely to the whole conversation of the main topic, anyway, isn't it?
Yes,
so
yes.
I think this will be a good. We say it'll be a good segue, even though we've paused. But you know what I'm saying. It will be a good segue.
Yeah.
And then, just before we wrap up at the end, should we quickly do our things about assassins so I can get some clips?
Oh yeah, I was gonna actually just say about that. If you just wanted to record it as a separate thing, like I'll just stop recording and then start recording.
What do you mean?
Like. Well, I suppose it's kind of false advertising to say it's not actually in the episode.
Yeah.
But, I suppose we could always just tag it on the end, so it is at least in there.
Yeah, let's just tag it on the end. We won't have to, it won't take too long. I don't feel like just
no,
10 minutes or something probably. To get through one each, you know.
Yeah. Oh, that's fine then.
All right. I'm back ready if you want to lead in.
Cool. So after that incredible segue, I thought I would start off by asking.
Yes.
Okay. What are you most looking forward to in 2025 for Assassin's Creed?
Oh,
And
for
what are
Assassin's
you
Creed.
least
Okay.
for Assassin's Creed? Out of what is rumored and leaked, what are you most and what are you least looking forward to seeing?
Oh, okay. Well, just inherently by the fact that we've heard most about this and not really much else, I'm most looking forward to Shadows.
Oh yeah,
a bit of a boring answer.
Maybe
but...
aside from Shadows.
Oh, okay. Aside from Shadows, ooh, well, I'd be very curious to see if this supposed Black Flag remake is actually real. From what we've heard, it does sound like it's all pointing towards the fact that this could be a real thing. So I would love to see if that's a thing. I would love to see how it's going to be made, in regards to like gameplay formula, that sort of thing. Did you also say what am I least looking forward to, or did I?
Yeah, what are you least looking forward to? The full spectrum.
Oh, I know what that would be. That would be Invictus, the supposed AC multiplayer title, apparently coming this year. I made that whole video about it, saying, I think I titled it like "This is a disaster" or something. And that was one of those polarizing titles that everyone actually agreed with me on, because it just sounds. Look, for its own game, having a Fall Guys style multiplayer game isn't inherently a bad thing, but it's more the what's the word? The principle of just tacking on Assassin's Creed to anything under the sun. It devalues the actual IP, I think. When you could just make another IP,
fair.
just make another IP and do a cool multiplayer game. That's my opinion. What about you? What's your most exciting thing and least thing you're excited about? Whatever. I worded that terribly.
I think I'd agree with the Black Flag remake. I think that could either be most looking forward to or least, because I'm also incredibly worried about it. Mainly because this is the first time an Assassin's Creed project could tarnish the reputation of a previous game.
Yeah.
And that's quite terrifying. I don't want to see them butcher it, but my hopes aren't high. Especially when it is Black Flag and it's such a fan favorite and it's such a good quality game. I can't see the Ubisoft of today doing a good job of replicating that.
Yeah.
Let alone surpassing the original. So I am worried, but at the same time, the idea of them doing a straight up remake is quite an exciting idea.
Yeah, I can. That's the thing. It's it's a balance.
In terms of least, though, I don't. I don't hate the idea of Invictus as much as you do.
Mm-hmm. Fair enough.
I'm quite open to the idea until we see it. I would love the multiplayer to return, no matter what form that takes. I think that's going to help a lot with the brand and getting it to reach more people and an audience it never would have.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
I think in terms of least, I'm going to have to go with Assassin's Creed Jade.
Yeah, that's another one, actually. I didn't think... Yeah, that didn't come to mind for some reason. Yeah, that would be another
it's because
one.
we know nothing about it and we haven't heard about it since 2023.
Yeah, we've literally just seen... alpha footage from play testers, haven't we?
A beta was sent out.
Was it a beta? Because it looked so unfinished.
Yeah, I heard it was a beta, but I didn't have the right device to play it.
How did people get it? That was my question, because I had no inkling of where you download it, how you get it. Somebody replied to my comment, because somebody commented saying that they played it. And I said, oh, well, if you don't mind me asking, how did you get access to it? And they said, well, it wasn't by legal means. So I have no idea how people... Was it Android or was it iPhone?
I think it was just Android because I've got iPhone. Maybe
Yeah,
you
I've
have to
got
like mod
iPhone.
your phone to get it.
Oh, yeah. To be fair, I wouldn't
'Cause
be
with
surprised
Android,
if
that would be-
they do another playtest or whatever they want to call it.
Yeah, I mean, it's Tencent behind it. That's basically why I've put it at least.
Yeah.
It just looks like a watered down Odyssey.
It does. Yeah, I'm not even gonna play it just by the fact that it's 10 cent.
I mean,
That's just me.
I won't
but-
lie. I will probably play it just to do like a video saying it's bad,
Yeah, it's
which
fair
I think
enough.
will at least do some damage if it is bad.
I'll enjoy watching it.
Yeah, I have no doubt it is going to be bad, but I might as well find out exactly how bad it is.
Yeah, it's fair enough.
I
Somebody's got
hope
to
it's free to
cover it.
download.
To be fair, somebody's got to talk about the good and the bad because
Yeah.
you will have people that will just, they'll just be like, this is a new iPhone game, this is amazing. And it's like, all right, well,
Oh yeah.
what does
some
that
people
mean?
are going to really.
Yeah, so then there do
wouldn't
need to be
mind,
people to critique it properly.
It'd be great
yeah.
if it came out on Switch.
I was thinking
because
that, yeah.
What was it? The Elder Scrolls Blades came out on Switch, and I played
Yeah,
that,
I
and I
played
thought that
that.
was actually pretty good.
Yeah.
On the Switch, I wouldn't have played it on my phone, but playing it on a Switch felt quite like premium, I guess. So I wouldn't mind playing Jade on a Switch. That would be quite cool. Or on PC, if they did a PC release of it, I would emulate it for free. I mean, sorry, legally.
Yeah, you'd buy it the rights and then you'd do it.
Yeah, like the Black Flag method.
Yeah. Yeah. No, to be fair, like again, like for me, like if it wasn't made by Tencent, then I'd be more interested. But I don't know. From that video I watched on Tencent on YouTube, that like it was like I don't know if I ever sent it to you or not, but it was like this 1 hour like documentary about Tencent as a company. I don't think anything creative can come from them. I just don't, based off what I've seen.
Yeah.
They don't make games for like art. They make games for literally for a business, which is fine, whatever. But they also legally have to make games that appease the Chinese government, the CCP. And
yeah.
So how you cannot, I've said this before, so I won't go over it again and again, but you cannot tell an Assassin's Creed story if you're going to appeal to the CCP, because the CCP are not going to be not going to allow their number one company to make a video game about someone who frees people that are being oppressed and someone who goes on about freedom. Like, that's not going to happen. So I just don't think it's going to be. Yeah, it's literally going to be just and if people like just warrior AC games, like the Odyssey sort of treatment, if they like that, they'll probably have no problem with a game like Jade, because it probably will just be fighting, cyclopses that you find in caves, leveling up your gear, and that's fair enough. If that's the sort of AC game you like, then you're gonna like Jade probably, especially seeing that you've got that in your pocket basically. But yeah.
I don't know. I feel like it could be like mildly entertaining as like something just on your phone.
Oh
to
yeah,
play.
yeah.
It's
fair.
probably not going to have much depth to it. I'd be surprised if the story is even a thought. But like, I was just thinking there, like with Assassin's Creed Chronicles China, like whether that did the China setting without like adhering to.
Oh yeah, I think that did. But I think that's because it was developed by an in-house Ubisoft studio, was it not?
Yeah. I was just thinking, like, I don't think that story in China is particularly like about freedom. It's just about getting the box. So maybe they could twist the plot of Jade so it's just about getting an artifact, so they don't have to like.
Yeah, probably
go into the actual assassin, and it's before the assassins, isn't it? Is it a hidden one sort of era?
So in my video I made recently, I did say it. I think it would be hidden ones. However,
or is it?
I think
BC?
it's no. Yeah, I think it's before even Bayek.
Yeah, because Bayek is like 49 BC.
Yeah, and this is the 3rd century BC, which is, I assume.
So it's even further back.
It's when I don't know what years that would be. Does that mean it's 3 centuries? Oh, so that means it's got to be like 300 and something BC, right?
Yeah.
So
that's before hidden ones.
Yeah. When
Oh my god, what is this game even going to be about?
but then this character looks just like an assassin.
Oh wait, yeah, because Cassandra shows up in it.
She does. I mean, it's literally just fan
Yeah.
service, isn't it? But yeah.
It's just Odyssey again, but on a phone.
Yeah, and again, for
And
those,
China.
like I said in my video, for the Odyssey lovers, then this is gonna be a really cool thing, especially if these Odyssey game people that are Odyssey lovers, especially if they've, they're going traveling, they've got a phone, they want to play a game like Odyssey, then fair enough, have at it. Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't have any issue with that. I just won't play it, you know.
Yeah, in terms of everything that's supposedly coming out, it's like the least interesting because we already like know what it is in its entirety.
Yeah.
We've seen gameplay of it and everything. We know what we're getting there.
Exactly. I think a lot of the more exciting things are when you haven't seen as much because there's a lot more questions, you know, about what it's going to be. For example, again, like the Black Flag remake, which
I have so many questions.
It's just a leaked rumor, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean,
like, I'd laugh if it is just like a port to PS5 or something. If like this whole thing's been like misinterpreted.
that would be better. I think that would be safer. I would have less to worry about. Yeah. I mean, we do, for the viewers.
Would they do Freedom Cry as well?
It very much depends on how much they change the story, really, doesn't it? You know?
Oh god! Oh no! Don't
They might. They might make Adewale the main character and Edward the quartermaster.
Oh no! What if you play as both of them? Then people would get angry.
Oh, true. Yeah. If it's
Can't play as a.
it tries to go for
black.
the Yahweh. I was gonna say Yahweh Nasuke.
That's the two of them together.
Yeah, shipping them both. If it might do that, the same treatment. Nah, I don't know. But one thing I will quickly say for the viewers, though, for the ones that are thinking, well, how do you know this is coming out in 2025? How do you know this is even real?
Yeah.
Well, we got a lineup of different AC code names. We got.
Because I was thinking that. Hang on, how do we know this?
Yeah. So I would have. We're going to get a comment from that guy again who's like, you do no research, because I'm going to say I can't remember where we got this information from because it was months ago. And yes, you're probably right.
It was
I
like in
probably
the
should have
files of
researched it.
something, wasn't it?
Yeah, basically, we know that we're going to have 10 years of Assassin's Creed games, and there's Codename, obviously Codename Red, which turned out to be Shadows, Codename Hexe, which is yet to be, TBC, and then one of them was...
Oh god, Hexe is going to have a different name.
Yeah, I know, right?
I'm so used to calling it
Watch they just get rid of the last E and it'll be Hex.
Hex, yeah.
Yeah.
I thought AC Shadows was going to be called Red. I thought they were just going to... That would have worked.
It would have worked. I mean, it would have been kind of silly, but it would have worked, yeah. But Codename Obsidian is the supposed Black Flag remake. And was it Jason Schreier or was it Tom Henderson that said this?
Oh god, I don't know. I recognize the names.
Oh my god, it sounds like I have a lisp when I say his name. Jason Schreier is, I think he's a Kotaku person, and he's leaked a lot of stuff, and he's been right a lot. He's one of those notable names that leaks stuff and gets it right, and you wonder why people still tell him stuff. And Tom Henderson's he's one of the biggest AC information people in there. He always has an article about, he had articles about Red, he had articles about what then became Shadows, and I think it was either him or Jason Schreier that came out with this 10 years of AC information with different code names. But anyway,
I remember seeing the code names on like a spreadsheet or something.
Yeah, and Invictus was another one of them, by the way.
Yeah, Invictus was in there.
Yeah, so
it's a pretty good code name, that, actually, if you think I like Invictus games.
Yeah, that's a good point. But
makes sense.
Obsidian, what does that represent?
Yeah, I don't know about that one. Because I'm trying to think.
Red is obviously like that, the very much red theme of Japan and
it's
the way theme, Shadows goes for it. Hexe is going to be like a hex, like a spell, isn't it? Invictus, like what you said. So then Obsidian is a supposed Black Flag remake, but what does that mean?
Oh, maybe Obsidian is like black.
It's
just a way of saying black.
To be fair, that could be it. That could be it. Yeah.
That would be so stupid.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's just a code name, isn't it?
Or it could, like, I'm thinking of, like, minerals or something like mining.
Yeah, they're gonna turn it into more like Skull and Bones.
Yeah, or maybe now you can go... Oh, well, we know in Odyssey you can, like, go underwater for no reason around the entire country.
Yeah.
They're gonna start doing that in Black Flag as well, aren't they?
To be fair, though, it doesn't actually bother me, the underwater exploration. Like, even if there's nothing underwater, it's like, I don't know, I kind of like that you can dive.
I preferred it in Black Flag, though, where it was, like, the diving bell sequences.
Yeah, to be fair, I feel like, the underwater, I say exploration, there's nothing under the water in those games, but, you know, the underwater traversal probably would get rid of the element of... It would take away from the diving bell parts of the game.
Well, even the open world would get rid of the structured and designed islands that were made to be traversed in a very particular way, so you get to see the whole thing before you unlock everything.
Yeah, well, speaking of that, what do you think the Black Flag remake might look like?
Oh, God. I worry that it's going to be... Well, first of all, it depends what studio's making it.
Mm-hmm.
It could just be some subsidiary, like a Sophia, that are just taking, let's say, the Shadows engine and re-skinning it to look like Black Flag. I really doubt that it's going to be like a quote-unquote main title.
Yeah, but do you not think this is gonna be on the scale of that this is gonna be one of the biggest games they've made with map and stuff like that?
Oh, I don't know. Like, because how long has it been in development for? This whole time I've been thinking it of as like just something to fill out the schedule. Oh, we'll do a remake of Black Flag just to fill the time between entries.
See, I would agree with you if it was a remaster, but if it's a remake, that's a big undertaking. You know, that's basically a new game.
Yeah, it's the Assassin's Creed game if they pull it off.
And also, like, I mean, Black Flag's world is fairly big in of itself. If they're gonna remake it, they're probably gonna want to expand on that. And I think if that's at the point where it's gonna become a very big project. The way I see it, it's gonna be they're gonna try and rival it to like Odyssey.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be very similar to Odyssey, in a bad way though. I think they're gonna get rid of anything that was like well designed, any area that was like great, and just make it a flat bit of land.
Yeah, I think what they'll do is they will take like the. Because I'm guessing, I don't know this, but I'm guessing probably a lot of the islands in Black Flag were probably procedurally generated, and then they added, handcrafted stuff on top of that. It's what a lot of games do when they have big open worlds.
Some of them, yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if that's what Ubisoft did with Black Flag's like little islands, the ones that have like just a chest on it, a couple.
Oh, yeah. I don't doubt with that.
So what I imagine they'll do is I think they will sort of take that baseline sort of procedurally generated landmass of where the placement of these islands are, how many islands there are, and then I think they'll have that as a basis. And I don't think that will have any of the intricacies of what made those islands great in them. I think they'll just have that as a broad sort of outline of, okay, this is the basis of what we want to expand on. Then they're going to just build outwards and just add more to that, change things about, and then build this completely different game for the open world, at least. I think that's how I can imagine they're gonna do it, but I could literally be so wrong, and I wouldn't be surprised.
Oh man, I mean, yeah, gameplay wise, I have no hope.
Yeah.
I have no hope whatsoever. Honestly, I think the ship combat in the current games is weak, and especially if they're going off Skull and Bones, they've got nothing to pick off of that carcass to make Black Flag better. It's a step down in every way.
What way?
Maybe like, I don't know, maybe like what's that other game that's Sea of Thieves? Maybe
Oh,
if they
yeah.
took some elements of that
Yeah,
into account.
maybe.
I just see it's going to be Odyssey. I think it's just going to be exactly the same as Odyssey. Visually.
Yeah. I think it will because, I mean, at the end of the day, you know, look at the numbers. Numbers don't lie. No matter what we think, numbers don't lie, and Odyssey is one of the best-selling Assassin's Creed games. So,
Yeah.
and you know, Black Flag is one of the. I don't know if it's one. It's like the third, fourth best-selling AC game, right? You know, it's. If you and also if you, I was reading a few comments the other day. I had a few people on my shorts. I had a few people saying my favorite AC games are, you know, AC Odyssey, AC Valhalla, and then AC Black Flag. I think Black Flag, the format of Black Flag's open world appeals more to the people that like Odyssey and stuff. So I think it is honestly the perfect opportunity in that business mindset for Ubisoft to say, all right, well, let's turn that into more of a game like Odyssey because you already want that, you know? And
yeah, it is like a perfect blend, though. I think Black Flag was lightning in a bottle because it's, I think, the most easily accessible Assassin's Creed game because it's not heavily like reliant on the plot until you're about 3 or 4 sequences in. Like once you're in, then it starts to get lore heavy. But for the most part, it is fulfilling the pirate fantasy. But also I think Assassin's Creed fans, you know, the first thing he does is pick up an assassin's outfit and you're like, ooh, this is an interesting twist on the classic tale in a way that's gonna pay off throughout the entire game. Like, yeah, the assassins aren't in the entire game, but when they are, it's really impactful on the story. And I think it satisfies both sides of the argument in ways that the later games didn't.
Yeah. I think, I agree with you there. I think, to be fair, a lot of people say Assassin's Creed Black Flag is the first game that wasn't Assassin's Creed because, and I'm guilty of thinking this when the game first came out, but it's not about whether the assassins are physically there. It's about the ideology that is very present through the whole game. And
I was just thinking about this yesterday.
Yeah.
The story of Black Flag is like Edward going from thinking for himself to like thinking as an assassin. And then the very short but still good story of Freedom Cry is Adewale who starts thinking as an assassin and ends thinking for himself. So it's like a subversion on what Edward's story was.
Oh, that's interesting. Yeah.
It's like a flip-flop of that.
Yeah. I wonder if that must have been deliberate. Don't you think?
Oh, I think it has to be. Yeah. I mean, Freedom Cry is so good.
Yeah, and that was back when
that deserves a full remake. If they're going to remake anything, do a full version of Freedom Cry as a full game.
I should replay that because I played it like when it came out. When I was 12, so I need to replay Freedom Cry. Obviously I've replayed Black
I replayed
Flag,
it for a video a while ago. It is really good. It's a short DLC, but the scenes that are in there are really good.
Yeah,
especially the ending. The ending really it sets up Adewale for something great, and then he's in Rogue.
How long is it? Would you say? You know?
Oh, it's maybe 4 hours.
Oh, okay.
It's a short. God, that's being generous. It's probably 4 hours to finish the 100% the whole thing. It's maybe like 2 hours of story.
Would you say it's well paced for the length of the the duration?
I mean, it is, but it feels like it's going by very quickly. But it's one of those DLCs where like it relies on side content to like pad out what's happening story-wise.
Oh, right. Okay. So
like a lot of the side quests are you freeing the slaves, which then pays off later in the story, but you need to be invested in the Maroons and their cause like yourself because they don't do it so much in the actual story.
I get what you're saying. So
it goes at a really fast pace. It is like one mission. Okay, now he gets his weapons. Now he gets his ship. Now he's doing this, and now we're at the end.
It sounds like it's something that could have benefited from honestly probably a full game, but it sounds like something good was packed into something that didn't have room to breathe. From what you're saying, I haven't played it since I was 12, so I can't.
I mean,
really
I still
comment
made a video saying it was the best Assassin's Creed DLC, and I went. It's about 40 minutes long. I went through the whole story of it.
Damn. 10 minutes for each hour.
Yeah. I remember not liking that video when I've made it. For some reason, when I published it, I went, "Oh, this is shit. Why did I make this?"
Oh, really? Why?
But then I watch it back and it's fine.
Why
Like,
did
it's
you
fully
think that?
scripted and stuff. I don't know. It was just something about the video. I was just watching it back thinking, this just feels like a bit of a downgrade from what I've just done.
It's just the YouTube anxiety, isn't it?
I think it was.
Probably.
I've never actually rewatched it since.
You should rewatch
There's
it.
a really cool bit at the end. Obviously, spoiler alert for a DLC that's 11 years
Oh,
old.
bro, I haven't played it since I was 12. I don't remember what happens. I'm gonna get spoiled right now.
So there's a bit at the end where it's like the memory corridor, and Adewale is he's just killed this slaver guy, real mean piece of work. And the guy, during the memory corridor, you're expecting a confession. But it's just Adewale just shouting at the guy, and when he tries to speak, Adewale just pushes the machete further into him to stop him speaking so he can keep talking. And it's so cool. And it's like, whoa, okay, this is he's another level of brutal.
Damn.
I just thought, that was so cool. It's a confession where he just doesn't let him speak.
Yeah. What is there? Is it good story implications of why he does that?
Well, the guy's a slave owner.
Oh, well, yeah. I mean, that's fair enough. Yeah, there's no need to give him much time.
I love
speak,
the optional objective for that mission is to kill him with his own branding iron.
Oh, that's actually quite
it's it's a really hard hitting DLC. It's not holding back. I remember when I played it, we were doing the slave trade at school.
You were doing it?
We were learning. I think I might use the wrong word there. We're learning about the slave trade at school, so it was cool to see it. No, it wasn't. It wasn't.
I know
cool
what
to
you're
see it
saying.
acted
I
out.
get what you're saying.
You know what I mean.
It was
This is a tough
insightful.
topic.
It was interesting. Yeah, I get it.
There's a bit where Adewale goes onto a slave ship and he's trying to rescue them, and he fails to, and he feels awful because when he first came to the island, he didn't care about saving any of them. He just wanted to get back to the assassins.
Mm-hmm.
So it's that's that moment where he actually feels guilty because he sort of caused this because he was too busy trying to do things for himself. Not for himself, but he cared too much about the assassins and not about the moral good of helping these people, no matter who you are. It's a good story. I'm going to do a video.
Yeah, it sounds decent. I need to play it.
That was actually one of the videos I have planned is I want to dissect the ending of Freedom Cry.
But is that not what you did in your original one?
I did, but like I say, I haven't watched that video back because I don't like it.
Ooh, I might watch it. I might give it
technically,
a watch.
I haven't.
Yeah.
I think the picture is the thumbnail is just Adewale and it says analysis.
All right,
it's in the character studies playlist.
Yeah. Is there anything else that you think's coming in 2025 for AC?
Do you think we're getting the Netflix show?
To be honest, no, not this year, if at all.
Me neither.
I think it's probably gonna come. If it hasn't been cancelled, I think it's probably gonna come 2026. I mean, maybe even 2027. We've heard literally nothing from rumors and stuff of being that directors has changed hands.
Oh yeah, it's in a bit of a limbo.
Yeah, it's one of those things that you'll probably have certain producers and obviously higher ups of Netflix saying, "Come on, we want to get this going." But then it's very much it's low down on the pipeline of Netflix shows probably. I
think it was announced in 2021. It's
way
overdue.
Didn't they announce it along with Red?
Yeah, before that, it was before Mirage came out.
Do you know? Just funny funny little sentiment while I remember. So obviously, when they did that direct thing, whatever they called it, I don't know if it was called Forward back then or what, but where they announced Mirage and they announced Red and Hexay.
Yeah, I live streamed that.
Yeah, so this was before I made my channel actually, But
Oh yeah.
but what I did was I had my friend Cam come round, who I've done live streams with on my channel in the past, and we just filmed ourselves reacting to it. I didn't even know what I was gonna do with that footage, but I was like, let's just react to it. Because he came round. We were gonna go on a night out, so for our pre-drinks we were reacting to the Mirage reveal.
Oh god.
Yeah. And I've still got the footage on my computer somewhere. But so we're reacting to the Mirage reveal, and then they just start yapping about like bullshit after. I'm like, oh, okay, so it's done.
Yeah.
So it's done. And then we go off the live stream, that we were watching. We end the recording. We just put music on. We have some drinks. Then we head into town. And then I'm like halfway through my night out, and I look on my phone notifications, and it says Assassin's Creed Red. I'm like, what? So
you're joking.
And bro, I'm like drunk as hell. So I click on it, and I'm watching the shinobi jump up onto the roof, and I'm like, oh, what the fuck? What the fuck? And I run up to the bar, and I go to my mate and the bartender. Another Assassin's Creed game just got announced.
God.
What the hell? And like, no one cared, but it was just funny. Anyway.
Oh, that's brilliant.
Yeah. And then obviously Hexe as well. I was like, what's going on right now? How long have I been in this nightclub?
Oh yeah, they announced all of it, didn't they?
3 years must have
At the same
passed.
time.
Like,
If you I'm gonna actually. I need to watch my live reaction to that back, because I'm pretty sure I just went, "What the fuck's this?"
Oh really?
I've got it on my channel.
Yeah.
My reaction to it. I don't think I was very excited at all. I was just like, "What the fuck's all this? This looks weird."
To what? To Mirage or to Red and Hexe?
To Red, I believe. I don't remember getting excited for anything.
No, I
that
wasn't.
time.
I was very. I remember when I was watching back, like when I was reacting to the Mirage reveal, I thought it looked kind of cool, but I was very reserved. I was very much like, well, what's he doing here? What's this going on there? Because I didn't have high hopes. And
I remember the cinematic trailer. I'm just going like, all right, okay, yeah, okay.
Yeah, exactly.
I see what you're doing.
It's like I was not letting myself get too excited because I was prepared for it to not be good, and it was not good. I was right.
I mean, even my reaction to the Shadows cinematic trailer is pretty like dull up until the pivot blade at the end. And then I'm like, oh, okay, they did something.
Yeah.
Like the rest of this is boring, but they did something.
Yeah. Good times.
God, that feels like so long ago.
It kind of was.
Well, it was probably like a year. This
what
was it a January sort of thing they did that?
What, the cinematic reveal for Shadows?
Yeah, or like
no, it was. Shadows... I think it was like May. It came out just before the Ubisoft Forward, didn't it?
Oh God, was it? Oh yeah, it did. It did. Oh man.
I mean, that's still a decent amount of time.
Yeah, that feels like a lot longer ago than it actually was.
And then at the end of the trailer, it said November 11th or whatever it's meant to be.
Whoops. That aged poorly.
Yeah, it did.
Here we are, 3 months later. Yeah. Still waiting.
February 14th.
But in terms of the Netflix show, I think, first of all, my pitch was amazing. Go and watch that video.
Okay.
It's... I made that video a while ago, pitching what I would do.
Fair enough. I haven't seen it, I don't think.
That's all right. Not many people did.
Oh.
I don't think it's coming anytime soon. I think it's stuck in limbo. What I would love, though, is if Assassin's Creed got an episode of Secret Level. I don't know if you've been catching up on that.
I haven't watched
I think Assassin's Creed.
I know what they are. Yeah.
Yeah, I watched the PlayStation episode with the Helldivers in. That was pretty fun.
Am I right in thinking it's just like an anthology series of like different stories drawn from the universes of different games?
Yeah. Like each episode is based on a different game, and it's just like a little snippet into that world, but obviously like really nicely animated. So
what games have they done?
Well, unfortunately, it's nothing I've actually played. They've got like Mega Man and Pac-Man and stuff. And Pac-Man's a bit like a horror sort of twist on Pac-Man. They did Warhammer. My friend's a big fan of Warhammer. He really liked that one. Sifu, the fighting game.
Oh yeah, I've heard of it. Yeah.
I'm trying to think what else they did, like Armored Core.
Yeah, no, I've not played
Keanu
any of
Reeves is
these.
in that one.
Oh, is he? Oh.
Yeah, Arnold Schwarzenegger's in the Warhammer.
Oh,
one,
is
I
he?
think.
Yeah.
And yeah, they did like a PlayStation episode where this character is trying to steal something, or she's trying to look after something, and all of the PlayStation mascots are like hunting her down. But it's really bad.
Like Nathan Drake?
No, like they can't afford anyone.
Okay.
They have the Helldivers come in and say like, "Stop in the name of liberty." And then Kratos appears for like one shot. He like appears, throws his axe, and then you never see him again. They've got Jin from Ghost of Tsushima.
Yeah.
He's sitting down having like a milkshake in the background.
Oh. Have they got Crash? Bandicoot?
No. Sackboy. Sackboy shows up
love Sackboy.
briefly.
Yeah.
That was nice of them. They didn't put Astrobot in it instead.
Oh, yeah, true. Did they have Jack
But
and
it's just
Daxter?
like, no, it's just like, it's literally just they don't even have like Spider-Man.
Well, I can
it's
see
just-
why they might not have Spider-Man if it's Marvel, but
Yeah. But like if you go on YouTube and look at all cameos, it's probably like a 30-second video.
yeah, fair enough. Yeah,
I
mean,
thought there was a Call of Duty episode, but it turns out it was a different game.
you were sorely
I just saw it in the
disappointed.
trailer. No, wait, they must have had a Call of Duty. I haven't watched them all, but there was a few characters from Call of Duty in one of the trailers.
Oh,
So I don't
really?
know if
You love
like
Call
they
of
had.
Duty.
I don't love Call of Duty.
Oh, really? I thought you did.
Um,
I thought it was like one of your
I-
favorite things.
I like zombies. I like the
Oh,
zombies,
okay.
but the actual. I don't know. I haven't played like. I'm not great at them, so I don't really love them.
Fair enough. I thought it was like one of your favorite series. Like Assassin's Creed, Call of Duty. That's what I thought it was.
In terms of the zombies mode, I'm very like into the lore. Like I watch a lot of videos on the lore and stuff, but I don't know. It really is just Assassin's Creed.
Damn, fair enough.
Or like a little bit of everything, you know. I'll end up watching a video essay that's like 2 hours long on a game I've never played, and just like enjoy it, you know.
Yeah, I do a lot of that as well. Yeah. Well, when I make my Starfield video.
No, definitely.
I'm assuming
Well,
you
I
haven't played
watched,
Starfield. You might have. I don't know.
No, I didn't. I had no interest in that whatsoever.
Fair enough.
But I did watch Luke Stevens did an 8-hour
Jeez.
review of it.
8 hours.
I watched the whole thing.
Oh god, that is.
But it's
a
funny
lot.
because when you were saying earlier, his 8-hour review is a mix of scripted and in person.
Oh, is it?
So he'll spend like 45 minutes just rambling about a particular topic, then it'll cut to a very well scripted
Does
section.
that not almost take a bit away from the scripted stuff though?
I think it does. He also
Yeah.
like compiles some of his previous videos into it, like
so
about
it's like
the
a
aftermath.
compilation.
Yeah, well, it's the video is about the development of Starfield more than a review of the actual game. But one of the sections in this 8-hour video is the review,
Which
which
is
he
probably
did
like
as
an
a
hour.
separate video. Yeah, it is. It's like a
Oh.
30-minute video he's already made
Oh,
that
I
he put
don't like
into
that.
his. He just Frankensteined all of his videos into like the longest video he could possibly make.
See, I'm not.
It's not called what's it? It's called like the Starfield Saga. I think that's the
Alright,
name of the
fair enough.
video.
Well, fair if it worked for him. Fair enough. I don't think I'd want to do that, but
No, I wouldn't advise it.
no, I'm just gonna do. Like, I don't care how long it's gonna be. I don't care if it's worse or better than other people's. Like, I'm just doing what I want to do. You know, I'm just wherever I feel I want to write in the script and then edit. Like, that's what I'm gonna do. Obviously,
Yeah,
I'll try and
best
make
way
it
to be.
of good quality, and I want to make it balanced and fair. But I'm not gonna try and worry about, well, how long is it gonna be, and did this person talk about this thing? Should I talk about this thing? Like, nah. I'm just gonna talk about what I think is important. You know.
Yeah. I think that's what's important, really. You don't have to cover everything in one video.
And it doesn't have to be. I in the past I found like almost pressure to make the video long because like, oh, long means quality, but no, it doesn't. If your video is an hour long and it's just shit, then it's just an hour long shit video.
Yeah.
Whereas if you make a 10-minute video that is very concise, very well made, then that's a 10-minute concise and well made video. So,
Yeah,
you know,
that's
because
true.
sometimes I'll see, or I not as much now, but I used to see other channels that will have like a 2-hour video on a video and on a game, sorry, and I'll be like, oh my god, like that's amazing. I want to do stuff like that. But again, it's like it doesn't matter how long it is. What matters is the substance. Hey!
Oh, whoa!
I didn't even mean to say that reference.
Hey, well, Demi Moore just won a Golden Globe for that
Did
film.
she? Oh my god.
Yeah, she won Best Supporting Actress.
Well, she was alright. She was good in it.
They got her and the girl up on
That's her daughter.
the presenting thing.
Yeah.
Was it?
Yeah, apparently. Yeah.
Crikey.
I think so. Yeah.
But they had the two of them on stage, and they did a little bit where they were like, "Wait,
They were coming
how are
out of
you
each
here?"
other's backs.
Oh god, no, that would be. Imagine if they had the third version on stage.
Yeah. Oh,
But no, they do a little bit where she's like, "Oh, shouldn't you be in the bathroom?" And she's like, "No, this is my week."
Was it
And
funny?
It was a yeah. They did a little reference to the film.
Yeah. Yeah, and then the grotesque monster came out and sprayed blood over everyone.
That would be fantastic.
See now that is an award show I'd watch.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, what
is there
what were we talking about?
We were talking about the Netflix thing, and I was saying they could do
yeah.
a secret level. I don't think the Netflix thing has any momentum, really. I don't think we'll see it this year.
No.
I don't know what else is. I mean, we kind of touched on this Invictus thing.
Yeah.
We don't really know enough about that either.
No, we don't know enough to say any more than we really have, to be honest. I feel like we've covered pretty much everything as much as we get. Like, there's no point going back over things we've already talked about.
Yeah, we've talked about the remake. We've talked enough about Shadows.
We talked about
forever.
Netflix. And we talked. Yeah, exactly. Should we do our final segment, our quick 10-minute segment on that I can get farm clips out of?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, let's do it. Okay, so do you want to lead this or shall I?
What should I just burst into a scripted segment?
Or how about this? Because I know
I don't actually have anything scripted.
I
so
don't
I'm
have
just
anything
gonna-
scripted either, but because I know
Okay.
the format of which I want to do the clips, I'll go
okay.
first just purely to set the clip precedent, if that makes sense.
Okay.
And then feel free to jump in with yours. Wait.
All right. So is it better if I don't speak here? Just let you.
Yeah, I
do your video.
guess so. I'll do my bit, you do your bit, and like obviously if you have a
Okay.
genuine question, like you jump in, but I'll just wing it.
Okay.
I'll just wing it, and then feel free to wing it after. Okay.
Okay. So viewers, don't question what's happening.
Yeah. This is
Don't
to
question any of this.
this is to get more subs and to get monetized and to get people watching the episodes. But you'll have a fun time watching this as well, So, my topic today in this episode, my quick fire topic is why I believe Bayek of Siwa is the most psychopathic assassin ever. Now, the reason I believe this comes down to a few factors. Number one, he loses his son. That is enough to change the way you think, the way you feel about things, and I think that definitely fuels that sort of revenge path that he goes on with Aya. I think as well as that, if if something traumatic happens in your life and you don't get the correct grief, you don't have the proper time to grieve that, like you are going to go down a bad path. And I think from what we see in the story, and let me reword that bit, I believe I know from what we see in the story that Bayek is very vengeful. He's very emotional with his assassinations, which I think definitely are a big reason of how the Brotherhood is born. And I think it's quite poetic that a Brotherhood that ends up becoming, like you see in Altair's time, for example, is very ruled, regulated, and that sort of thing. I think it's again very poetic that it comes from something that was very much fueled by emotion, hatred, revenge, and love. What else can I say? I'm literally imagining this as a clip right now.
I'm just entertaining the people.
Oh, I bet. I'll do the same when it's your turn.
Yeah.
The thing is, I didn't even write any notes, so I'm literally just doing this off the top of my head.
Yeah.
Let me just wrap.
Where did you get up to?
I got up to the point where he's very much emotional. Oh, and how is he a psychopath? Okay, so now how can this mean that Bayek is a psychopath? Well, basically. Again, I think it's an amalgamation of the emotions he feels: love, hatred, probably denial in a way about his son. Like, he knows his son's gone, but there's going to be that level of, if I keep killing, I keep getting revenge. Like, I'm not going to feel the pain. I'm going to become numb to the pain. I think a lot of the visions he has when you see these great snake monsters that you must fight, this is a literal reflection of a twisted mind that Bayek lives. And yeah, I don't know. That's my clip. What do you think?
The snake being a twisted mind. That's a cool one.
Yeah.
That's a neat little.
What I'll do now is
English teacher, that one.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah. What I'll do is I'll now clip that bit down so it's point on point on point. No, dead air. I'll get footage of Bayek over the screen. I'll get some epic music. I'll have the captions going, and that I know that will do well. I know that.
And then we'll get 1,000 subscribers.
Hell yes, maybe if we keep him going. Yeah. So did you wanna try one out? That gives me 2 clips, and it also means that we have an even split on shorts. It's your content, my content with the pod.
Okay, so do you want me to just ramble?
Yeah, man, just wing it. Just imagine, try and
the people at home get to see this.
Yeah.
This is an exclusive for if you've stayed 2 hours in.
Yeah, just try and word it in a way that will sound good in a clip, you know what I mean? That I can put some of that like epic sort of TikTok music in the background as well,
Okay, shall I do my exile voice?
Any voice you want.
Can you imagine? The best assassins in Assassin's Creed! Does that work?
It is perfect.
I mean, you're probably going to actually use that.
To be fair, I actually might. Yeah. Go for it, man. Go for it.
So, wait. I have a question beforehand.
Okay, yeah.
When you said best and worst, did you mean favorite, or who do I think is like the least competent?
Is that the one you're going for? The best and worst assassin?
Well, I think yeah. Well, I don't know. Least competent's probably going to get me some flack.
Well,
I could do best because I'm gonna.
From my shorts,
I'm just gonna ramble about Connor.
Yeah.
Hey.
From my shorts views experience, the best and the worst, those are the ones that get the views. So I would suggest saying this is the best, whatever. This is the worst, whatever. Just make it very black and white. It very much helps. To be honest with you.
Okay. Right. Pretend there isn't a camera and just ramble.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So I think the best assassin in Assassin's Creed is Mr. Connor Kenway. Or you could just say Connor, if you're going to be canon about it. What makes Connor the best assassin is that he does not take shit from anybody. When he gets in an argument with Achilles, he just walks straight out. He doesn't care. He can see that Achilles is slipping back into his old ways, and he just leaves. If anybody argues with him in the story, especially during the memory corridor sequences, he's less likely to argue back or offer any kind of retaliation. He kind of just gets on with it and carries on because he knows deep down that he is correct. He knows that what he's doing is for the right thing and for the good of his people and the good of all the people in America that he's aiming to save. That said, that was bad. That was bad. Hang on. I need to...
No, that was good.
I lost the train of thought there. I was going to say, even when it comes to the likes of George Washington, who history has portrayed as a morally good character, Connor shows us the right side of these characters, that George Washington was not so good and that it's all right to sort of go against your heroes. And that's also a little... I've lost it now. I've lost it. I was on a roll. I mean, you can use that as well.
Yeah. I'll cut it down. We'll get something out of it. I bet I'm not gonna lie to you. I bet the viewers are like laughing right now. They're enjoying this. I'm just eating raisins while you do it.
Oh, nice. I was holding my Magic the Gathering cards up to the screen.
Ooh.
Yeah, I like that he's very selfless as well. He doesn't care so much about what happens to him. It's all about his people, and he puts others before himself. And also, he knows that there's a lot of power in silence. He doesn't have to be the loudest person in the room in order to say the most. What I really like is during the scene where they're signing the Declaration of Independence, and Connor's just standing there because he knows this is an area that he's not an expert in, and he understands when he should let others take sort of the lead and when he needs to take a step back. But on the other side of that, I would say that the worst assassin in Assassin's Creed is everybody's least favourite, Jacob Frye. And the reason I say that is because throughout the course of the story, this man is basically in cahoots with the Templars. He ends up accidentally forming a sort of crime business with Pearl Attaway, only to get betrayed and help the Templars. He ends up crashing the UK economy using the banking thing that he did for no reason. And also, there's the whole Maxwell Roth thing, where again, he ends up working with a Templar. For some reason, the writers at Ubisoft decided to make Jacob, out of the two characters, they made Jacob the more morally grey one. There you go. There's your short.
Perfect. You know what? That's 2 clips. I can get 2 clips out of that.
That's 2 clips.
I'll get Connor as why the best, whatever the title will be, and that Jacob Frye one will be a good clip in itself.
They do mess him over, you know.
Yeah. Now that was decent.
It's really weird.
I've never thought about it like that.
He spends so much of the game doing his own little side quest and accidentally messing it up for everyone else.
I think that could also lead into that theory you did your video on with the dance thing. It's like, how can we
That's why I said it. Like, Crawford Starrick should have spoke to Jacob because Jacob has already had examples where he's listened to what the Templars have said.
Yeah.
He's the one willing to listen.
That's the thing. That's it. I feel like
I hate Ubisoft.
Bro, this is your villain origin story right now. Yeah. Good times, good vibes. And that's all.
And Connor's just the best. I could pick any scene from AC3 and shine Connor in a good light.
Damn. You're a Connor meat rider, as they say.
Yeah. Glazer.
Yeah.
I do love that scene. It's just after they've signed the Declaration of Independence. And then the sequence ends. And the very next sequence, like in that mission, in that bit where they sign the Declaration of Independence, Achilles is apologizing to Connor for being so harsh to him. So you're like, oh, they've finally made up. The very next scene is Connor getting on the horse, saying the most ruthless insults to him. It's when he's like, be careful not to destroy the world, or something, in your pursuit to save the world. Be careful you don't destroy it. And he says something like, I won't, not with men like you in charge. And I'm like, what?
Damn.
That's just
Save that
after
line
a scene.
for the Templars.
I know, but like he says that after a scene where they make up.
Yeah.
It's brutal. But then again, maybe Achilles deserves it.
I mean, do you know what? I'm not gonna say a word because I'm saving my thoughts for the retrospective. I won't lie.
Oh
yeah. Do you know what I'm gonna do?
How? Yeah.
I was just gonna say what I'm gonna do for the retrospective. Right, I played like half the game in the remastered edition because it was 4K. It ran better. However, I have gone on a little research spree recently, and I've completely forgotten how much better the original looks.
Oh, thank you.
And I know
Thank
that
you.
Ubisoft just butcher the art style of their older games and they just oversaturate them. They fuck with the lighting, and they did it with the Ezio collection. and they did it with I didn't realize how much they did it with AC3, but they did.
AC3's is worse. I put out a community post like a year ago of just old Connor next to the remastered Connor.
Ooh.
And it's night and day. It's brutal.
Yeah.
At the beginning of my Connor character study, I say I'm not using any footage from the remaster because it would butcher what I'm trying to say.
Literally, yeah, exactly. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna just it will be good for the video anyway to like update my notes and have a different perspective. I'm just gonna start the game from the beginning.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Well, I didn't basically. I'm with the remastered version. I got like a good 75% of the way, I'd say. But I just think if I'm gonna do do this game justice in a video, I've got to show footage from how it was originally intended. So I'm gonna re-record it. I'm gonna play it again. I'm gonna get a nice fresh perspective on the game. That'll help me out. I can tweak scripts if I need to. You know, I'm not rushing this video out. It might come out in 6 months. I don't care, but it'll come out when it comes out. And that's what I'm gonna do. So yeah. What did you think of the thumbnail that I sent you so far?
That was good. That looks really good.
Yeah,
I like
have
the big
tweaked
3.
it. I have tweaked it, but that is kind of how it looks now still, yeah. Yeah, I was trying something out, trying to make it look a bit epic.
Yeah, that's it, isn't it? When it's a big video, you've got to make it look like this one's special compared to the other ones.
Exactly, yeah.
This is the big one.
Because I have a lot to say. Again, I haven't really anywhere near finished the scripts, to be honest.
Yeah.
But based off of how...
I'm so curious because I'm so, like...
Yeah.
Jaded. I'm totally in love with AC3 that I cannot think about it critically.
I have a lot of criticism, a lot.
Yeah.
But like I have a lot of good as well, so it's going to be very balanced, I'd say. I won't.
It's an acquired taste, I think,
yeah.
of the game.
This is one thing I said. I probably shouldn't say this because somebody might.
Oh wait! Did you play the homestead missions?
Yes. Yeah.
Oh, excellent.
Well,
okay.
You've
got the full opinion.
I haven't finished them yet, and I'm gonna finish.
That's okay,
them.
as long as you are playing them,
of course,
because that factors into a lot.
Yeah, of course. If I'm gonna do a full-on, analysis, retrospective, whatever you want to call it, on a video, on a game, like I'm doing everything. I'm doing 100%. I might not do all the mini collectibles, but I will.
No.
But
I got a bone to pick with you about that short. The worst missions.
Oh, which one?
Collecting the trinkets.
Was that today?
That's not a mission.
Was that the one?
You just put that out today. That's not a mission.
Yeah, I know, but it's like...
And also, the interrogation missions in AC1.
Okay. The reason The reason I put interrogation for AC1 was because I love the format of how like gathering intelligence works in AC1. I do really like that. And I love all the assassinations. So I'm like, well, what can I pick for the worst mission? Out of all of those activities to do, whatever you want to call them, intelligence gathering, I just thought beating a guy up for information and then killing him. Yes, it's very Altair when he's dumb and naive, but I just it always felt less assassiny to me. And I know it works for the narrative, I know. But I just thought, look, if I'm gonna pick one of them, I guess it would be that, because I prefer pickpocketing, I prefer this, I prefer that. I guess I could have said running around collecting flags for no reason, when one of the assassins will be like, can you collect these flags for me? And then you just run around.
Oh wait, you could have said just playing as Desmond.
Yeah, but
like the boring parts.
No, but I love that about AC1 because it works so well for AC1. I couldn't do that to myself. I couldn't lie to myself.
Yeah. What I was gonna say is, in terms of the Informer missions, I think my least favorite is the one where you have to like stealthily kill like 3 Templars, but the game doesn't really like cater to stealth too well, like the way that it puts them in. You get detected 90% of the time because it puts all of them so close together.
Yeah, that's true.
I just remembered not like whenever I got a one which was like kill 15 guards within like 3 minutes or something. Oh my god, I'm not gonna get this done.
Yeah. To be fair, I think
the director's cut added some extra ones as well, but I can't remember what.
I think those were the collecting the flags and stuff. Like It would be literally
right.
be an assassin, like, and he'd say to you, like, I was carrying my flags, but I dropped them, or something like that. And he's like, can you
Yeah.
collect them for me? I'll put in a good word. And then somehow he's dropped his flags on top of a beam across the rooftops. And you're like, oh, okay. So you have to run around and collect them.
Did I tell you that thing where I thought the ghost of Maria dying in Revelations during Altair's older section, I thought that was the Informer.
Oh,
For the longest time.
Wait,
I thought
what?
that was the Informer.
What do you mean?
The mission where you play as old Altair and he goes up to kill a boss, and you have to slowly walk up and you see the ghost of like Maria throughout it.
Oh, you thought that was the Informer?
I thought that was I thought they were making a really cool reference to like the Informer.
God.
Because it's just like covered in clothing, so I couldn't tell who it was. But yeah,
that's
obviously when I played it later, I was like, oh, that's not the Informer at all.
That's so funny. Nah, that's cute.
I wish the Informer was properly developed.
Yeah. The Informer's the
I wish they'd done
Informer.
more with Malik.
Oh, that's valid. That's valid. Yeah.
They just mentioned, there's one line in Revelations where they just mention that he was killed off screen.
Is there?
I hate it. It's when him and his son are running away, just before they get on the horses. There's a line where, as you're running down the bank, he's like, oh, he'll do the same thing he did to Malik.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, well, and then it was, I guess, did the comic filling out its story must have come after, do you think?
I think so, yeah. Or the book, or whatever, the novelization might have.
Yeah.
Does the novelization of Revelations go into Altair's bits as well?
Don't know, bro. I've never read it.
Oh, man, I might have to read that.
I've not
That
read
sounds
a single Assassin's Creed book.
Ah!
Another one of my hot takes, I guess.
I tell you what, on the topic of remaking Black Flag, I really hope that they adapt the whole novel.
Ooh,
Because
what, like he's in Bristol and shit?
Yeah, because that novel has like a whole sequence worth before he even leaves.
Yeah, it's like
and afterwards, like there's a whole bit where he's back in London and he's like having to take care of his mother or his grandmother or something. Oh, it's been a while since I've read it now.
I do know that he
goes to the funeral of his wife.
Does he? With his daughter?
Yeah, what's it?
Caroline.
Yeah, he goes to her funeral. I'm sure that I can vaguely remember. And there's bits where he's talking and training Hatham and.
Oh, to be fair, I didn't even. I mean, I've not read it.
It's a beefy book.
I know the story of the intro because I did a short on it like over a year ago. So I researched what happened through the AC Wiki.
Yeah.
He lives in Bristol, out of all places. And then I'm thinking like, wow, what the hell? It's like my next closest city.
Wait, why is? Because the Kenway Manor in Syndicate
is in London.
That's in London.
Well, I think I think he's just rich as hell when he comes back, isn't he? So he just moves to London. He's like, the cost of living. Yeah, it makes sense. I live in London now. You know.
Yeah.
Oh, to be fair, also the assassins are probably in London, aren't they? So he's going to be close to them.
Oh yeah, they might have.
Let's be honest, the assassins are not going to be out in Bristol.
No.
Or Wales.
Oh yeah. I was thinking, yeah. That makes sense.
Yeah, so they'll be in London.
I was getting mixed up there, but yeah, and there's also that Watch Dogs Legion DLC that's in London.
Oh yeah, and you see
with
the
Assassin's
statues,
Creed.
don't you?
Still need to. Maybe I should just watch the gameplay movie of that or something.
Yeah.
I need to know.
I've seen the gameplay
is going on
of
there.
it. I saw the cutscenes. It's nothing much. It's just. It's like
is it anything.
I think it. I'm not sure if it's still DedSec, you know, the bad guys or not, or it's like a different company. But they're basically infiltrating this old assassin hideout, I think, for an artifact. So then the assassin character you play as comes in, kills them all. You see some cool AC references like, Edward statue. Jacob and Evie statue.
Yeah, I've seen that.
And then you get a cool piece of gear, and then you leave. It's not really. It's fan service, you know. It's not. It's nothing deep, you know. And did you know? I don't know why I'm saying this, but every time I say Jacob and Evie, right, the characters from AC, I have
Yes.
I have a cousin called Evie and a cousin called Jacob. So every time I say their names, I'll just
Sweet home Alabama.
no, it's on different sides of the family as well, which is weird.
Oh,
Yeah, they don't even know each other.
that's wow.
Fun bit of lore for my family, I suppose. Better not say anything else.
Add that to the Podyssey database.
Yeah, exactly.
the Animus Hub.
Yeah. The Podyssey Hub.
Maybe we should get Danny Wallace to do a narration.
Who I don't even know who that
I'm
is.
It's
Sean.
the
Sean.
voice actor. Yeah. Maybe Sean could be like. Yeah, I liked his little quips.
Yeah, I love Sean. He's the best. He's one of the best AZ characters.
Oh yeah. Well, they made him boring, but when he wasn't,
Yeah,
he was great.
When you listen back to his voice notes, with him and Desmond in Valhalla, or even just like him in general in Valhalla, he's just become a nice guy. Like he's lost all of his sarcasm.
Oh,
in AC2 where he's like, "Well, we'll do that, shall we?" Yeah. He's lost all of that in Valhalla. He's just like, "Hey, Lola, yeah, what's up?" Do you know what I mean? He's not.
Yeah.
He's just got the same whimsical voice. That's it.
Even in Syndicate, where he's like, "I've got this new piece of kit."
Yeah, and he does like a karate kick at the beginning. Do you remember? He throws a drone up and he does a karate kick towards it. I'm like, Sean would bully that version of Sean, like OG Sean.
He would.
He would be like, "Oh, you're going to do a kick, are you?" Wouldn't he?
Very fancy.
Yeah. Who are you, the Karate Kid? He'd say. Yeah, but
you should do a short, which is the top Sean Hastings quotes.
I could do like the character that got the biggest butcher in Assassin's Creed history, the character that Ubisoft destroyed. Sean Hastings.
Use the Jack the Ripper like picture for the thumbnail.
Yeah, I'll edit Sean into it though, like in a shadow, reflection.
Yeah.
Sean's little glasses,
I didn't realize you still can't edit short thumbnails.
It's really annoying. You have to like.
You gotta like put the clip in the video. Like,
Did you notice that when you did your Charles Lee one?
Yeah, I wanted to do like a funny clip of Charles Lee. Like
I did notice that the thumbnail is just like a bit of text, isn't it?
Yeah, but have you read what it is? I picked a very particular bit of text.
Did you select it on mobile?
Yeah, I did as much as I could.
Yes, I do remember it was a funny word, but I can't remember which one.
Hang on, let me find it.
It was something very specific to the speech.
Let me hold up to the camera. It says, "You are nothing."
Oh, that's it. Yeah.
I thought that would attract attention.
Yeah, that was funny. To be fair, I remember I messaged you. I was like, "Bro, that's short."
Yeah, I had that idea like a few days ago, and then I was like, "Can I edit that? Am I the one to do that?"
You were the one.
And then I watched a tutorial on how to recreate that exactly.
That meme, yeah.
I had to make sure I had the music right and everything, and
it was good. It worked. Yeah.
Pulled it off to perfection.
Yeah. Right. Well, shall we wrap it up?
Yeah. So all in all, how do you feel about 2025 for Assassin's Creed? Do you think?
Go well? I would say on a like just a broad non-opinionated sense of it, I'd say it's gonna unless Shadows flops and Ubisoft just somehow like goes bankrupt, unless that happens, it's gonna be a big year for the series. They're gonna do a lot. If stuff doesn't get pushed back, I think even Shadows by itself is gonna be big. I think we'll see battle passes maybe 1 or 2 through the year. I think it will be big in general. I think we'll start to see stuff for this Invictus coming soon. I think they'll market that one a lot, which is funny, but yeah.
I think it'll depend on the success of Shadows. If Shadows flops, then they're probably going to push the other properties more. Whereas if Shadows does well, I reckon it won't be like till later in the year. At least like the next Ubisoft Forward, we'll probably get some news on some of it. I wouldn't be surprised actually if we do get some sort of reveal trailer at Ubisoft Forward. They only need to like show Edward Kenway's silhouette, to get us excited.
Yeah. Agreed. Agreed with you, to be honest. What would you say, the question you asked me, back at you, what do you think? All in all.
again, it really does depend on Shadows. I mean, it all feels like a bit of a pipe dream sort of thing. Like we haven't seen evidence of what's to come.
Yeah.
We've heard these rumors and leaks and stuff, but until we actually see it, I don't know. I only see 2025 as like Shadows, and Shadows being the big push. But you know, it's a long year. We don't know how things could change over the course of the year.
Yeah.
Don't know if there's any DLC planned for Shadows, whether that's still coming out or whether they're going to move straight on to the next game. Who knows?
Yeah. We'll see. We will find out.
And hopefully by the time this episode comes out, there will have been some news.
Yeah,
It has to
like
have been.
the new article at least, you'd think, wouldn't you?
We need to get that article.
I need it because I need a new video.
I need a video.
Yeah, I need a video that'll do well.
Yeah. I mean,
That's
God, I
easy
get a
to
good
do.
half an hour out of those articles.
Yeah, exactly. It's like obviously I'm loving doing my shorts at the moment, but I've kind of got to the mentality where I'm like, all right, I'm only gonna make a video now, like a main video. I'm not gonna do it one a week for the sake of it. It will just be when it's worth talking about something. So I'm just waiting.
Yeah.
I'm just waiting now on an article or a trailer or something, or whatever it'll be.
Yeah, let's hope.
Let's hope.
Let's hope the next week's episode is not called Shadows is delayed again.
Oh my god, imagine. I mean,
or I will be back in the suit.
Yeah, true.
I will be.
I'll be in the Ezio robes again.
Yeah, dye them black.
I'll dye them black, yeah. I went to the tailor, dyed them black.
Yeah, the bonus
I
skin.
dyed them Azure, whatever it was. In
Onyx.
AC2, yeah. Assassin
Oh,
White
one of
no
them.
longer.
Yeah.
Masyaf White.
Right.
Anyway,
Oh, Masyaf White was
that was a revelation.
That was a good one.
Yeah.
Yeah. I liked the Egyptian blue one as well.
Oh,
It was like
yes,
blue with a
yes,
bit of gold.
yes.
Oh.
Classic. Yeah.
Anyway.
Do you want
Yeah, so I suppose that rounds out this episode of the Podyssey.
episode 10?
Assassin's
We've hit
Creed.
double digits.
Is that episode 10?
Yeah. We've hit
Oh,
double
wow, we
digits
did it.
now. Yeah.
We passed the 10 episode. Well, not yet, but we have
The 10 episode
reached
curse.
the 10 episode curse.
Nah, we'll
Let's-
keep going. Yeah.
Yeah.
We're about to pop off with these clips anyway, so we'll see.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Oh, also, something we never mentioned. I hope, and I'm sure Willis Makes Movies also hopes that you guys watching had a lovely Christmas, a beautiful New Year's, and had a good time.
Of course.
Yeah.
Hope you enjoyed our quiz. I hope our
Yeah.
quiz helped
The
in
Quiddusy.
some way. Yeah, the Podyssey.
Yeah,
Hope that
yeah.
helped fill some of the day.
Yeah. And apologies for our weird sort of non-intro and then an intro halfway through, but it is what it is, Sometimes you just got to go with the flow, and that's how it happened today. So that is what
I didn't even know when we were starting.
Yeah, I was
we
recording a
did
good
start.
10 minutes before you, but we'll figure it out.
Maybe I could just put a funny picture on the screen for the first 10 minutes.
Low key, when I record on my OBS, it actually also picks up desktop audio. So like your voice might actually, from Discord, might actually,
Oh.
because usually I'll mute that and then I'll send you just the standard.
Oh, yeah.
So
yeah.
if it comes to it, I could always have that version of your audio there until you come in. Or
my God.
I don't know. It's
I think the place I started at, I can get it to fit.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. All right, guys. Well, I hope everyone has a lovely weekends, and we will see you next week. Back again. Subscribe. I mean, the people here probably are subscribed if they're still watching at this
Hopefully.
point. Probably like the video, share it to your AC lovers, and enjoy the clips that will come soon. You got to see the BTS.
Yeah. This has been a Podyssey I won't soon forget.
Love. Yes. Goodbye.
Yes.